I've been doing this for like just over 3 years at this point, and I have never had that happen before. So welcome back to Biggs Live. That was a minute and 11 seconds worth of my life that's going to stay up there forever because that was hilarious. Welcome back to Biggs Live. It is the Doubleday Pro League Takeover. With me, the commissioner of the Doubleday Pro League, Iron Horse Charlie. Iron, how are you this evening?
Doing great. This is going on my third cup of coffee here. So I'll be pumped up, ready to go.
Yeah, we were talking Mike Trout. We've been talking uh, John Birdie this evening. There have been a
Yeah.
lot of interesting. Let's just say my inbox became the hottest thing. People were sliding into my DMs like I was a single lady, and and all of the single gentlemen on my roster are for sale. It's very, very fun to be able to play this game with you all. John Birdie seems to be the hot commodity this week, Iron. It's that guy, and apparently the guy I had just picked up, John Schreiber, is getting people excited.
What about Voigt?
Hey, Luke Voigt has been really good. I'm still waiting for somebody to want him.
Would you say a 20th round pick?
Mm-hmm. I think it was something like that. That was
Yeah,
a
it's pretty funny.
oh no, I'm sorry, that was a 12th round pick in the
Okay.
bigs. Hang on, that was in the bigs though. Where did we get him in the double day?
Well, I thought I heard you say that you'd take a 20th round pick for Voigt. But that was when you first picked him up. Now he's
Right.
mashed.
And now he's
The
killing
price
it.
has gone up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like all of
He
a
was
sudden
drafted in the 16th by this guy. I dropped him, picked him back up 4 days later, and I've owned him for all of 4 days. You guys had your chance to get him for free. You absolutely had your chance to get him for free. That is no longer available. Um, I would move any one of these guys. Any one of these guys. Let's take a look at what's going on in chat. I'm sure somebody by now has joined us in the chat. Just take a look here. All right. Is anybody here in the
anything
chat?
in the double day.
I don't see anything there either just yet. But I'll throw a message out there for these guys.
Iron the Entertainer, not
Yep.
from
Very nice.
from Perfecta. He's got his goat man on today.
Gotcha. So it is another Monday, and oh, U Dog sent me a trade. I have a trade. I have another trade on the table. Yep. Yep. And this is exactly what I thought he was going to do. So Iron, the ball's in your court now. I have a deal on the table, including John Birdie and John Schreiber.
Okay.
I'm not thrilled with the return, and I would probably need some draft picks attached there. You dogs, I'm not gonna just hand you good players. You need to be able to give me. Oh, he's sending me three players. Interesting.
A three
Oh
for
no. He has to drop somebody in order to send me a guy on the IL. But again, I need if I'm taking this guy off the IL, then I need a draft pick attached to this. This deal isn't done yet. Where are we
yeah.
at with John Birdie and you and I? I thought we had something cooking together with
Oh
that
yeah.
that
Hey, I
interesting
mean,
piece.
I don't wanna hurt the value of the guy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after our discussion
Yeah.
off air, um, it's bye bye birdie for me. Let him go. Why?
Hmm. All right, then I'm
I
going to
mean,
counter. I'm going to
it
counter this
was it
deal
was
with
it
some.
was uh it was a death nail for me
Hmm.
when he stole, really he stole a bag, two bags, three bags,
He
day
stole
after
seven in a
day.
week.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, I had
I
seven
think you
at
had
one point.
nine. Like you
Well,
had
I
nine.
had
That should
seven
have
at one
competed.
point. My whole team had seven, and Birdie had seven.
Hmm.
I was like, oh no, this isn't going to work. So right away, you think in your head that if I get Birdie, I have stolen bases wrapped up. Birdie's 32 years old. He was a quad A guy. He's just now in the bigs, but yeah, hey, he's got a green light, and we'll see what happens with the guy. But for me, like I said, I try to be as slow and steady as possible. One of the few guys that actually got a draft pick out of you.
Yeah. You're the reason I don't have a 5th rounder right now. But that also included Wandy. Why do I always want it to be Wandy Peralta? But it's Freddie Peralta.
Yeah.
I still think I win the deal regardless. Like
that's one of the reasons I shy away from pitchers in the first place is they go down. So, we talked about Bednar for Birdie.
Yes, we did.
Right? So, who knows what's going to happen?
Guys, if you're listening to this, my inbox is still open until I finish this deal with you dogs. John Birdie's available. Just saying.
The other thing I told the U dogs is, look, the more we give this guy, the more likely his prediction of next season is going to come true. Mm-hmm. So, hey, double day, whoever, guys in the double day, you guys want to take a bite, go for it. I mean, flags fly forever. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we pointed out in the chat today was that no longer is Big Joe the top diamond in the double day. Awi somehow advanced. So we've got Awi Barca at the top of the double day on the ratings and levels. Granted, that's across the Yahoo platform. And How many leagues are you in, Joe? 10?
I'm in 8 Yahoo leagues and a Fantrax league and a ESPN league. And next year I'm doing TGFBI. That'll be the next step, is to go to the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational. And I might even get into Tout Wars. I'll see what I can do about getting in there.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Those are dudes
fun.
who do this for a living. That's what I want to be up against at this point.
Yeah.
Of course, and the double day and the bigs and my other
right.
league. That Fantrax league is a dynasty league, and the ESPN league is a keeper league as well. Similar, but it's a point-based system, and it is 5 keepers. But it's just a different scoring system, and the positions are different, and I have a really good team there. I'm playing in that league with Jason. Jason's also in that league. And then of course our joint league that we will have next year, that'll be a league I'll be in. There's going to be some leagues for me next year.
Well, it's good to see how the season's progressed. Like I was saying earlier, I was on auto draft. I did the Chico. I had Chico's Outlaws, right? Chico's pretty much been auto draft. He's actually done really well with those auto draft teams.
Not this season.
I would have never drafted Ramirez. I had him on my, out of the first round list.
Yeah.
If he dropped in the second round, I'd pick him up. But
and you missed out on Juan Soto that way. Not that Juan Soto is having a great year this year, but one could make the argument he's the best keeper in baseball.
Oh, for sure. Right.
Yeah. It's him, it's Tatis, it might be Acuna, and might be Ohtani, but that's about it.
Oh, I like Vladdy.
Vlad's a good answer too.
I like Vladdy.
How about the fact that there isn't a number one standalone guy like Trout has been for the last?
Well, and that's because Trout's on the the downhill side of his career.
At 30.
Yeah, he's at 30, but he's been in the league 15 years. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like with Trout, the years that I've had Trout, it's like my team was on autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
I just picked up the right pieces to complement Trout, and you win.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
you end up in
I,
10th place with a garbage team.
yeah, and Trout didn't make me happy.
Uh-huh.
I was glad to see Bellinger have a bomb on the bench.
It's fine.
Well, no, it's just one of the things that we track
Bellinger,
in
no,
the
no, no.
double day.
Bellinger is an investment right now for after I move Mike Trout.
Sure.
If I replace Bellinger there and hope he gets hot down the stretch for the Dodgers, I win. Like,
Yeah, I'm glad you have him on your team.
I'm a happy guy with him.
I'm glad he's on your team, and I just don't
Listen,
have it up.
but that's the thing. I told you, like, don't drop him until you talk to me at least,
For
because I
what?
will
For
take him.
what? So like, okay, here you go. Here's my waiver trash for this pick or that pick next season. Not
Yep.
happening, bro.
Who did you end up picking up with that move? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head,
That's
but
findable.
it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely worked out for me.
Let's see.
I still have that guy on my team. I'm pretty sure.
Trent Grisham is the guy you picked up.
Yeah, Grish. He had a good
And he's
week
still
last
on the
week.
squad, but that was a week ago, actually.
Yeah, I picked him up for last week.
Yeah.
And he's doing all right. It's the same guy. Put him on your team and hope that he comes and becomes the guy that he was once before.
Sure. And I can
Right?
afford to do that. I can afford to do that. You can't when you're fighting for a championship. But as I'm just picking dudes up, like, oh, he's hot. Here you go. Ching, that's a 15th rounder. Oh,
Sure.
there's that one. That's a 12th rounder. Thank you. Like,
Dude, that's just crazy. I mean, the reason being is that we have a league that is hungry for the victory, right? All the guys in here want to win.
mm-hmm.
It's by hook or crook. Or, I can talk to the U dogs and talk them into this or that. I was like, go ahead and get Birdie. Make that deal right now and watch Big Joe climb up the standings. He's going to leapfrog over the U dogs by making deals.
I mean, I countered with some draft picks attached, just the exact same pieces. Because if I'm taking one of the pieces, I'm going to get a draft pick out of this.
Yeah.
And then I've opened up a roster spot, so that will replace the other piece. I'm a happy guy. I am easy to work. I'm easy to work with.
Why, sure. I mean, when your motto is give me your waiver trash for picks, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm already right now thinking about what I'm going to have to do when I drop the guy that's coming to me in this deal. Because there's no chance in hell I'm keeping this guy. And if I am, I'm just like going to stick him on the end of the bench. But realistically, I'm going to need to do something. Now I'm getting that piece. All right, I'm going to need that. Oh, and there are plenty of good pieces. Plenty of good pieces. That's a good piece. This will do. Yep. If this deal goes through, I will be a happy man, and I will move one step closer to a 2023 championship iron.
Donovan?
No, Donovan's not included.
No?
No, Donovan is not included.
I mean,
it's one of the pieces that I told you was involved in it.
Sure. I mean, the thing is it's always a gamble.
And it's literally a piece of garbage along with it.
Just like Domination said in the chat, he's like, hey, you have the rookie that's just dragging ass all season. You drop him, he hits bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Or you trade for a guy and then he's hurt. It happens. It's just with the double day, you just have to grind it out. I mean, like I was happy with Segura. I mean, he was great, but he got hurt. So what do you do?
Yeah, that's so disappointing. Frank traded for him in the bigs as well, and gave up he gave up Miles Michaelis for him, which at the time I thought was like that's a fair deal. because he had just picked him up off of waivers. Little did I know that Miles Michaelis was all of a sudden going to become some Cy Young candidate over the last
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
You
He's
know,
all of a sudden he's Zach Plesac.
yeah, yes, very much so, very much so. And then a couple of weeks later, Segura breaks his whatever and is done. So that sucks.
Yeah.
Ah,
So okay, we've got somebody on the chat here.
oh, we do, or is that just me calling for them?
Oh yeah, that's you.
That's
We're
me
like
calling for people. Where are you?
Chuck's chiming in.
All right, Chuck. I also have a trade out to Maris, but I don't know that he is interested. We'll see if that ever comes to fruition.
Yeah, Maris is our other Met fan.
Yeah,
I mean, are you a Met fan? What's the deal?
I'm a Mets fan. Like number one overall is my Mets. Um, the only thing that trumps that is that I'm a baseball fan, right? I love the fact that baseball is my favorite sport, and I dive so incredibly deep into it to understand exactly
Oh,
how it
here we
works
go.
and be able to. I'm listening, picking up on how the two of you think.
Yeah.
LOL. All right, Chuck. Like when and a perfect example of this was in 2001. Ben and I went to Shea Stadium to watch our Mets play the San Francisco Giants. Do you happen to remember what was going on in 2001 and the San Francisco Giants?
Was that the Beards?
Mm-mm. Nope.
I know.
Barry Bonds was chasing the all-time home run record of 70 home runs and was pretty mercilessly getting booed throughout baseball because everyone just assumed, and perhaps rightfully so, that he was doing performance-enhancing drugs. Now, there Ben and I are in Shea Stadium, and in fact, I can pull up the box score for this game because 2001 Mets. We saw one of my favorite cult hero New York Mets, and Maris, if you're listening, you'll understand why I love Benny Agbayani so much. He hit a home run for us, and then one of my other cult heroes, Tsuyoshi Shinjo, hit a home run for us and robbed a home run. Now, let's see. SFG. I'm gonna find.
So Chuck thinks he's going to crack the code. All right, I wonder how it's like. How long has Chuck been in the league? He was he came in quite some time ago. Standings.
Let's see.
Chuck, when did you come into the league, man? I went back to 2012. Doso 13.
This is not it either. Did we go on a Friday?
Oh my gosh.
Or was it the extra innings? It definitely didn't go in. And we didn't win. That's right.
Enough ads with Yahoo.
Right?
Yeah, the cursed came in 2014.
Here it is. I've got it. The game was August 27th, 2001. The pitching matchup was Kevin Apier against Ryan Jansen for the San Francisco Giants. Benny Agbayani homered in the second inning, and Tsuyoshi Shinjo homered in the eighth inning. For the San Francisco Giants, Rich Aurelia hit his 28th of the year off of Kevin Apier, and Barry Bonds hit number 50. This is a guy who is going to break a record that not many people think he should be breaking because of what he's
Right.
doing.
Right.
And one of the fondest memories that I have in baseball is being there to see him during that stretch. And I stood up and applauded him because at the end of the day, you know when you're watching history, and that man changed the sport in a way that
That's
no
true.
other baseball player
Yeah.
ever can. Mike Trout, Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols have never changed the sport the way that Barry Bonds did. Now, my team was now losing because of that home run, and I'm plummeting.
Okay.
So my
Well, let
baseball
me interject
fandom
here.
does trump my team.
Let me interject here.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if Ken Griffey Jr. goes down the same path as Barry?
Oh, he's probably got 800 home runs.
I mean, there's no comparison.
No.
Barry Bonds was a skinny little dude.
In the 80s.
Griffey was a man. He didn't need that to get where he was.
Right.
Barry
and his body
needed
betrayed late
Griffey,
in his
bro.
career that derailed the opportunity to become a really he's already a historic player for our generation, and he changed baseball and changed the way people look at baseball,
Right.
and probably saved baseball in Seattle.
Right.
So he's absolutely a legendary figure.
I mean, I'm not going to take everything away from Barry Bonds. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's fair. I mean, he toughed it out. I mean, he loved the game, right?
He probably could have gone another year or two if anybody wanted to sign him.
Right. And so, I don't want to take everything away from Barry.
Right.
But he has to live with that decision. And so do we. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. That's why we can't ever talk about, who the home run king is for a single season.
No, it expands the discussion, I think. Because now it's like, okay, do it legit. And I think there's guys that could do it legitimately now. The game has changed. They're learning that it's bat speed.
Yeah.
It's not power. The speed of the bat generates
speed,
power.
Launch angle, and exit velocity. That's all it is.
Cut the ball in half and put it over the fence. Who hit that line drive home run? Vladdy. Yesterday, boom. It was a 47 feet off the ground. Out, left field. That's power.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The Giancarlo Stanton home run that was 119.8 miles an hour off the bat. It was a line drive that slammed into the fucking awning of the second deck in left field in Yankee Stadium. It was.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Stanton.
It was the pissest of all missiles.
Yeah, Stanton could hit a ton of bombs if he stayed healthy.
Right.
So that's the bugaboo, right? You don't have that crutch. Yeah, you're maxing out, but you're getting yourself hurt, and now you need some supplement to get you there.
And it also keeps you healthy. It keeps you on the field.
It's recovery time.
Yes. Yeah.
So the older you get, once you get past age 27, your recovery time diminishes because now you have an adult body.
Mm-hmm.
Your biochemistry is different. That's like Birdie. He's 32.
Yeah. That's the thing. He has never had a full season. He's getting regular playing time now. He's played 37 games and has 18 steals, which, by the way, is a career high and leads the National League currently. He has played 37 games. He's on pace for 100, roughly.
It's hard to pass up when a guy's actually, because you can take all the projections and just throw them out the window. The guy's getting the playing time and he's performing.
Yeah.
What's the manager going to do?
And here's the thing. Can I guarantee that he's going to have playing time a month from now? Can I guarantee that he's going to be healthy a month from now? No. None of that has been guaranteed to him ever before. But what I have gotten is a month of production that rivals anybody else in the game right now.
Right. Oh, that 1 week just tore me up.
7 steals in a week. You're not going to get that from anybody else again this season. Ever. No.
Oh, who's the last player?
Level shit.
Yeah, who's the last player to have 7 steals in a week? I don't know.
Maybe Mondesi in the 60-game season?
Yeah, there's scarcity with steals. Even though there's an uptick, there's still scarcity. That's why it's one of the smalls. So what you did to me this week or last week was you basically said, okay, I'm going to have saves, holds, and steals. I mean, maybe you lucked into the steals. Birdie just like came out of nowhere
Right.
with that performance because I had 9. That's pretty solid.
Right. And Birdie had 7 alone. That's
Yeah.
that makes no fucking sense. And I was saying this to you off air, like this dude doesn't make sense. How is he good? I don't have the answer. It can't just be that he's a fucking track star. There's got to be something else here, but I can't put my finger on it.
Well, his OBP, his
Right.
BABIP, they're
Right.
both like. I mean, his BABIP's high, but he's so
But his
fast.
BABIP's high because he's fast.
Yeah, he's getting those infield hits.
Exactly. Anytime he hits anything slow rolling in the infield, I'm like, that's a hit.
Okay, and then you're saying that he's swapping between first and second in the last 4 games with Jazz.
Yeah. That's incredible protection, and that's incredible. Like those two at the top, I have both of them in the bigs. I'm not splitting that up right now. That's a wonderful pair to have, and ride that for as long as Birdie's around and a thing. When he's not a thing anymore, off he goes. But ride that in the bigs. But this is an opportunity for somebody to get something very valuable here. And it sounds like U-Dogs is getting close. But the time is still at hand that if any of you guys watching or you guys in the chat want to send an offer over for anybody on my team, we can discuss it aloud for the class right here on Big's Live.
For the class. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so let's go back to week 3. All and take me through your thoughts prior to the punt move.
Oh, when I lost to Bad News. Okay, let's take a look at this matchup here because this was the moment where I was like, okay, I'm done. Maybe what had happened in week 4? Yeah, week 4 I also lost. So it was Curly Shuffle and Bad News on back-to-back weeks in 3 and 4 that made the decision for punting.
Well, they're 1 and 2 right now.
Exactly. So if I don't have these guys on the schedule this early in the season, maybe I don't do this. If I don't beat me as bad, maybe I don't do this. But when I lose 7-2 and 8-2 on back-to-back weeks, let's experiment here. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Right? What I have is 1, 2, 3, 4 guys left on the squad offensively from the matchup with Curly than I do now. So the rest of the squad, Juan Yepes was really hot that week. Torkelson was Garbo. I still had Matt Olson on the team who hit 167. I had 4 pitchers from that week left. Raisel Iglesias, Jorge Lopez, Zach Wheeler, and Cal Quantrill. Ian Anderson did well for me. Kittredge, hello. I traded Kittredge for a top, I think 6 or 7 round pick. And he just went and had Tommy John. So I essentially just got a free draft pick.
Yeah. Well, and then Freddie Peralta.
Shane McClanahan is McClanahan's doing incredible. And when I traded him off, there was some trepidation there. But again, I go back to if he's held, that means there's another pitcher that's getting dropped. I drafted McClanahan in the 9th round.
Right.
So if somebody is hanging on to him, that means one of their top 5 picks isn't getting held. And whatever that piece is going to be available to me in the draft. I will take that opportunity. I'll take the field. Jordan Romano was still on the team. That was really the first move that sort of dominoed everything else. Nola was still there. Peralta was still there. Fulmer was. So I got beat, and I got beat bad. It was here. I'll show you. It was
like categories closed out early in the league.
Dude, 289 to 198, 6 steals, 45 RBIs to 23, 12 homers to 5, 49 to 28. And I'm trying.
Right. Yeah, you threw 70 innings, only got 65 Ks.
Right. I'm trying.
You got 5 wins and 5 saves, but.
And then this is the week before.
Still bad news.
This is the 2 back-to-back weeks. I pitched to a 269 and I couldn't win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, that's all right. I will
Yeah.
figure this out. And then if you watch the rest of my schedule, it's really interesting what's happened recently. So these four are where I punted. These six are what I've done since. Do I have a
Yeah.
winning record since I started punting?
Let's
That's
see.
3,
6,
2, and 1.
11, 14, 15, 20, 26 on the wins.
Hmm.
And we learned from Frankie that every win has a corresponding loss. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's amazing that
That's
happens.
so cool to learn that. So let's see, how many losses do
All
you
right,
have?
it's
4,
26 and
8.
31. I'm 5 under 500 since I started punting. 5 under. That's
Okay.
it. I went 5 under in week 4.
Right. Right.
I went 6
It's
under in week
the
3.
it's week 8 that hurt you. That 1-8
Yes.
loss.
Yeah.
There's another kick in the stomach.
And there might be one coming here this week against you dogs. I don't know. I mean, this is a matchup I feel like I should win. Yeah, I said it. Um,
So if you dogs pulls the trigger tonight, when does he get birdie?
let's see. He would receive John Birdie Wednesday if he pulls the trigger right now.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
more than half of the.
But he's only got 3 hours before the next day turns, and then it becomes Thursday. He gets it.
And then what's their opponent?
I
What do
just
they
showed
have days
everybody what I
off?
was trading him for.
Opponents.
I just showed him
Oh,
what I was trading him for. That's funny.
well, that was real quick.
Yep. Yep.
It
Well,
doesn't
I hope
matter.
everybody enjoyed that. And now you know what you got to beat in order to go get Birdie. I still don't think it's a great return, but it's pieces that I wanted. It's a piece that I wanted and a draft pick upgrade. If you can beat that deal, come on with it. Inbox is open. We can talk about it right here on Big's Live.
Any takers on that?
Nobody in chat is listening.
No.
Nobody in chat is talking.
Oh, are we looking at the chat?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
go back and rewind the video and watch.
I gotta tip my hat to Awi Barca for last week.
Uh-huh.
And he held off the Fanatics to keep me in second place.
Hey, take that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend in that sense.
Right, until you meet them head to head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there was no way you were gonna okay. There was no way you were gonna overtake first place regardless of what happened in our match.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I just want to really and truly. My record isn't a second place record, but with the divisions,
right,
and the priority to the division winner, it goes by the division leaders 1, 2, 3, and then the rest follow.
Yeah. I mean, if I wasn't in the division with these two monsters that are a half game apart, and one is 33 games over 500 and the other is 32 games over 500, one of which I sort of created in Chuck's team. I mean, that's like half my roster, isn't it?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like
DJ LeMahieu was on my roster. Alex Verdugo was on my roster, but I don't think I traded him to him. Eloy Jimenez was on my roster, and I got his first rounder for that. Shane McClanahan was on my roster.
Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
So you've got a +6 and a -2. So he just passed you up. You were the top diamond. Then we have Fan and Bad News. The only one that's not really up there right now is Domination. If you look at the standings.
Mm-hmm.
He's a game out of third, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But what I wanted to look at is, let's see if I can do this. Move this stupid thing. Okay. So what I wanted to look at was the ratings and levels. And of course, they've changed over the season.
Mm.
But when I set up the divisions, I tried to make sure that every division had a dominant player. So we've got Awi in the East.
Mm.
I got Joe in the Central or in the West. And Fan in the Central. All right. So those are the top diamonds. And then let's look at your division. You got Curly, Bad News, and Chico. So Curly, Bad News, and Chico. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty spread out, see?
Sure.
So I tried to make the divisions competitive.
Oh, absolutely. And if you base it off of that, that's great.
To shoot for.
It does take into account every other league that's going on too. So you're getting that number based off of what else I'm doing around Yahoo right now. So if I have a bad week, I had a great week in the bigs. You guys know about that one.
Yes.
But the rest of my public leagues were sort of in the middle. So.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? I mean, I think it's a fair measurement of the discipline in the league. So like some of the lower level guys on the rating, like Dom, he's a platinum, but he's a hell of a platinum because he just pretty much plays this league and money leagues. He says that this is more competitive than his money leagues that he's played in. JJ just plays here. That's it. He's just played here for a number of years. But you don't want to go up against Chico's Outlaws.
I think he's beaten me this year. I'm pretty sure he beat me this year.
Well, he took me to a tie and 4-6 first week. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, week one.
You beat Dom, and then you got the beat down 2 in a row, and then that was when you punted.
Yep, I was feeling really good after week 2. I was like, I'll take like that kind of start. Just be in the middle and just hang out. And those 2 beatings, and I'm like, well, here we go. Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah. So anyway, let me stop sharing and let's hear your assessment of the double day and level of competition that we have in this league.
This league is awesome. I mean, this is a group of dudes who really want to get after this, and I think throwing my shenanigans into this league and seeing what happens has really brought out every single one of the killer instincts in each and every one of you. I just got a message from another member asking about John Birdie. Player 3 has entered the chat.
There you go. So it's the clock is ticking, and it's going to be bye Birdie.
Yeah,
sooner rather than later.
He's going tonight. He's going while we're doing this. I will not shut this off until I trade John Birdie in either this league or the bigs. But if I trade him in the bigs, because we have invited Frank, and Frank has asked about John Birdie as well. That being said, Frank had to dip out for a bit. Hopefully, he's going to join us again. I'll give him.
Well, yeah, because in the double day chat, I'm asking for Frank's opinion on this. Right? This isn't really a Frankie guy.
Texted me.
This isn't really a Frankie guy, but when you see that many steals in 1 week, you start salivating.
Yes.
And when you look at the overall package of 18 steals in 37 games, is he really going to sit on the bench?
Exactly. Like, can you really not play that guy? If he can outsteal your opponent by himself, he has to have a roster spot. And as if we had... Hang on. I'll do this the right way. as if we had summoned him, we were just speaking about our guest here on Big's Live, the Doubleday Takeover. Frank Bucco, welcome back to Big's Live, my friend.
Damn fucking right. This is my shit.
Hell yeah.
Word.
So, Frank, we're talking about John Birdie. I have one deal in place in the Doubleday.
Wait. I'm not continuing unless my friend Iron's still here.
He is.
I'm here.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, he's still here. I have
Starling
a deal
Marte
on
is
the
still
table.
not overrated.
He's actually gone up in the rankings in the Doubleday from 28 to 23.
Yeah, because he fucking triples on Sundays and ties me categories. Fuck yeah, Costas, eat a fat one.
Frank got himself a double up win this week. You guys can go check out the most recent episode of It's the Bigs podcast up on our YouTube currently and available wherever you are streaming your favorite audio podcasts. Now, John Birdie is the name, and we are going to have a bye-bye Birdie here tonight. I have an offer on the table, but the players that I was returning weren't up to snuff, so I had to involve a draft pick. The guy that told me that he was going to send me a deal said he might be unavailable for the rest of the evening. So I'm not going to agree to a deal that doesn't have draft picks involved, given what I'm returning. So I began speaking with Iron, and now we've got player 3 entering the chat that just popped up and said, "What do I got to give you?"
Oh yeah, so like it's pretty interesting that 7 steals takes Trout out of the discussion. We're fixated on Birdie in the Doubleday,
right? I have Mike Trout to give, and I have a deal on the table for that guy as well this evening. Frank, I will text you in a moment and tell you what that deal is.
Okay.
I think I might have already.
I think you did.
Okay. It involved
I have to go back
that guy. Look. It involved that young player that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some draft pick compensation. So
let me go back and look. Hold on.
Compensation.
I'll just resend it.
Listen to this.
No, I have it.
Okay, you see it. Yeah, that's the deal
Trout,
on the table.
Pitcher 1 and 22 for.
Whoa. Screw those beans, Frank.
No, Frank. I'm not doing it. Sorry.
1 and 20. What?
1 and 22.
Sorry.
You're all right. That's okay. You didn't name any of the people. That's the important thing. All of that being said, I have a guy in John Schreiber that people are interested in, but Mike Trout is the guy that should be getting all of this interest right now.
He's a keeper next season.
Yeah, no doubt.
Obviously, the keeper next season.
Yeah. And so any negotiations that enter into Mike Trout, we as a pair of owners now have to have the conversation of, okay, if you receive Mike Trout, who are the other 4 guys you're keeping? Because you can select it off your team. But if there's somebody that you're dropping that I want and I'll keep, you better believe that's what it's going to cost. So protect whoever you want. But if you want Mike Trout as one of your 5, then you're giving me something substantial. And I plan on getting a top 5 pick as well. That's just it. Because I'm going to get my 5th rounder back, Iron, in one way or another. I'll get somebody else's 5.
My 5th rounder.
Yeah, my 5th rounder needs to come back somehow.
Okay. So
then I do bridge the gap from the I think it's 5/4 and 4/6.
Something like that. It's just ridiculous what you're doing.
So why don't you just trade John Birdie for a 5th round pick?
Well, because the way the league is set up, we have to balance players and draft picks. So if I can't just send John Birdie for a 5th rounder. And I have to balance the value of a draft pick next season versus a player now.
Got it.
Okay, Joe, who's this?
Who's what? Let's see. What
He's
team is
got
this?
Acuna and Edmund,
This is U-Dogs.
the underdogs.
Yeah, that's U-Dog.
Okay, so he
For whatever
has.
reason, he's like dead set on keeping Tommy Edman, and I'm like, that is just fine with me.
Well, who else does he have? These are the dynasty rankings for Doubleday.
Mm-hmm. I think honestly that Jose Abreu is way too low for what his track record says that he is, and that you could see him breaking out currently. I don't know about Max Scherzer. I want to see him finish this season healthy and put up 125, 130 innings before I'm ready to commit to him next season. But he's not the worst option in the world.
Yeah. Well, there's other guys that have more production than this.
Who's that, Abreu?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not that long ago, this dude was hitting like 190 and people were jumping off the bandwagon. And look at his batting average.
Hey, look how old he is.
Okay? You're getting
You want
one
him in
more
the
year.
dynasty?
You have to
Okay,
make a
for maybe
decision
next
year
season?
to year. You don't necessarily have to keep him after next year, but next year, the White Sox are going to contend. And who's going to be in the middle of that lineup but Jose Abreu?
Eloy Jimenez.
Sure, I would like Eloy Jimenez, and I would like Luis Robert more. And maybe I like Tim Anderson more, too. But that doesn't mean Abreu doesn't carry value. He's done 100 RBIs every single season, and you're going to tell me that all of these guys will be healthy next year, maybe? Yeah, I'll buy in on that. For who else is there?
He's got Vaughn behind him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn also DHs when Abreu's playing first, and guess what?
That's true.
Abreu's going to be treated a lot like Albert Pujols in his old age. He's going to DH a lot.
That's very, very, very valid.
More games, he's going to be healthier over a period of time. I'm telling you, man, that's a good pick.
Okay, so let's look at this
for next year. Beyond that, I don't know, but next year specifically is probably a good pick.
Let's look at this cheat sheet. $34th for this season compared to we're like 100 and something on the dynasty side.
Exactly.
But really, we're not.
And honestly, that's not the five I would. If you look at U-Dog's rankings here, like that's not the top five I would keep. I don't think Alex Bregman is worth a shit anymore, especially if we're not counting on base percentage and walks. Carlos Correa, I don't know. Can he stay healthy? I honestly would go Scherzer, Acuna, Abreu, Michael Kopech, and I guess you have to hang on to Liam Hendricks too.
Oof.
But that means sense. You're not keeping Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
Has he mentioned Ronald Acuna at all in his keepers?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Number one. Yeah, no. That's,
he won't get rid of him.
No,
right. No well, you'd be a dumbass.
I mean, we can do this for every team if you want, Iron. This will be fun.
Well, I like Tommy Edman.
Mm-hmm. He's a good player, but
he's like, I don't know.
He's not going to hit the amount of home runs you need. He's going to steal plenty of bags. But Frank, I asked you this question in the preseason. What are you expecting out of Tommy Edman? And if the answer is a 300 or better batting average, 20 plus homers and 30 plus steals, you're out of your fucking mind. This guy's not going to do that. So you're not fucking keeping him.
That's Jose Ramirez level right there.
Right. He is not Jose Ramirez in any way, shape, or form.
No.
The only thing he does at an elite level, and this has everything to do with the rest of the team and very little to do with him, is he scores runs.
Yeah, we'll see this.
But when
he does hit at the top of the lineup, though, doesn't he?
When he hits in front of Arenado, Goldschmidt, you're gonna score
across the board. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
boom,
he's the leadoff hitter, and he's a great leadoff hitter. Are you keeping the leadoff hitter of the St. Louis Cardinals as a top 5 round pick for next year?
When you have the leadoff hitter of the Atlanta Braves,
that's a given. He's keeping that. He's keeping that regardless. My argument
no, but that's
is,
what I'm saying. Why are you going to keep 2 leadoff hitters?
Well, no, Acuna does a lot more too. But what I want to speak to is if you're going to keep Tommy Edman over somebody like the best closer in baseball in Liam Hendricks, or arguably somebody at a similar position who's better in Carlos Correa. I would rather take the upside on Correa and maybe land Tommy Edman in the draft than keep Tommy Edman and have no chance of getting Carlos Correa.
So why don't you take Carlos Correa in the deal?
Because he's not offered.
Did you ask?
And it's not what I'm looking for.
I understand, but
that's not what I'm looking for. But no, this whole like what are the keepers game? I like this game. We can go on to other teams like this.
Yeah. So we've talked about. Oh, here's a good
swag
one.
money. Swag money. He's keeping Judge. He's keeping Cole. He's keeping Freeman. He's keeping Riley. He's keeping Gossman. Congratulations, you've got your 5. Like, I mean, what are you going to keep Christian Yelich over one of those 5 guys? Realistically,
probably not.
No.
He's 30 years old. He's hitting 238.
Exactly.
He's got the bags. He's got
somehow
the
they're projecting him to hit 271 the rest of the way. My whole entire team. No, not a chance. Not a chance. We're not keeping that guy.
He's got 291, respectable, 14 strikeouts.
Exactly. He's a mess. He's a mess.
2 bombs, 2 RBIs.
The Brewers haven't won a game apparently since the Clinton administration, and it's just been a complete slide they've been on. You don't want to touch that guy. You let that guy go back and let somebody else take him.
Look at this.
He was hitting leadoff for a while too.
Look.
Yeah, great.
Horrible.
Great.
Okay.
Why does his exit velocity suck?
That's not happening.
No, you're not keeping that guy. Bring me back to underdogs or the new swag money. Like Cronenworth is an interesting name, but are you keeping him over Riley, Freeman, Judge, Cole,
Darvish?
Like it would be Cronenworth or Gossman, or maybe Gossman or Darvish. Scroll down. There might be more players at the end of his draft that there's
you might keep.
There's nothing there. There's nothing else there.
No.
Like it's those 5 guys, and anything else is probably a mistake. Next team.
Yeah, it ends right about here.
Yeah, Cronenworth is the only one I would listen to an argument on, but I would want to know why you don't want him, why you want him over Kevin Gossman. And if it's anybody else, you're a fool.
Yeah, and like I said before, I think, just my personal opinion, and it goes against the grain of how I usually play the game, but I think a starting pitcher is key.
Yeah, it's an absolute must. All right, here's
all. Have at least a starting pitcher.
All right, he's keeping Alonso. He's keeping Betts. I don't think you keep Semien.
No,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you keep Semien. He's been really hot lately, but he's been a disaster.
2020. It's projecting at 2020.
2019 MVP finalist, but it was the juiced ball. Last year he was great, 45 and 102
for Toronto.
You're getting nowhere near that this year. Nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he's going to hit 20-something home runs, driving 70-something runs.
The thing about the type of lineup he's in, as opposed to where he was last year.
Look at that.
So the thought there is, okay, well that lineup's going to improve with time. So if you are going to keep him, then you have to believe that this is a player that you're going to invest in long term, much like the Rangers.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? How old is Marcus Semien?
He's 31.
Exactly. Do you want to be playing this guy to try to get him 3 years from now?
Look, he gets on base, okay?
He does okay. His strikeout rate is pretty good.
50% of the time.
Yeah. No, it's walk to strikeout ratio. So he strikes out, what is it, twice as often as he walks? Mm-hmm. Would that make sense? Yeah.
Below league average on barrels.
Wow. Yeah. 3.8. Yeah.
He's playing awful this season.
But
it's
look
only
at his,
been the last couple of weeks.
Go back up to his K rate.
No, his K rate is
16.
K rate's great. K rate's great.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And okay,
no, I'm not keeping that.
BABIP's low. There's room for improvement.
But he would have to put up an absolutely torrid second half for me to even contemplate keeping him.
How's he going to hit those bombs with this ISO?
Exactly.
This is a guy that Costas would want to trade for, like Tim Anderson.
Go back to his team. This guy isn't worth any more time about keepers. Right. Cedric Mullins, you're not keeping. Tyler O'Neill, maybe.
Maybe.
Like him. I mean, Jordan Romano
Carlos
might be a good
Rodon, you
one.
might keep.
Even there, he has an opt-out clause in his contract, and you might not know where he's going to end up. And what if he's not on San Francisco and you end up keeping him and he goes to some fucking shit ballpark? You're not keeping Hunter Renfroe.
No.
Jordan Romano makes sense. So then you're going Alonso, Betts, Romano.
Okay. Are you going to keep Ian Anderson?
Flaherty makes sense. Flaherty makes sense for a keep.
Yeah.
If you want to go that way. And what's further down?
Snell. This is Luzardo.
That's iffy.
Dustin May. Dustin May is the other keeper.
Yep.
That's the dude. Because next year he's in the fucking Dodgers rotation. No doubt.
He'll be back this year.
Yeah. He's going to pitch probably toward the end of the year, but.
Yep.
This is the dude.
Yeah, Dustin May.
Okay, let's look at
the Betts, Alonso. I'm not keeping Nestor Cortez. Get the fuck out of here with that guy.
Nestor Cortez.
Nestor Cortez? Are you kidding me? Get all the way out of here.
It's his age, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
On the dynasty, this is further than just a keeper. This is like long term.
Right.
Maybe somebody's gonna ride the mustache train all the way.
You know what? If he turns into fucking Andy Pettit of this generation, then so be it. But I am not gonna believe that this dude is Andy Pettit.
I don't believe it's a long term thing.
Yeah. Betts, Alonso. I like Romano. Dustin May is the fourth keeper.
And keep going down.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah. Dustin May is the right dude. And then a little bit further down. Is there any more?
Let's see.
Yeah, Jack Flaherty. There it is. That's the number 5. Jack Flaherty. So you end up having 2 great bats in Alonso and Betts and 3 good starters. Is that what I'm going with? In May, Flaherty. Oh, and a closer in Romano. Yeah, I think that's really well balanced. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Next.
While you guys are talking this stuff that has nothing to do with me, I'm going to look at something.
Go for it, man. All right, here's an interesting team in bad news. Soto's definitely staying. Luis Robert is totally staying. Shane McClanahan might be a keeper, but I don't know. He's got an interesting set of decisions to make. Soto, Robert, McClanahan, J-Rod, Wander Franco, Eloy Jimenez, even Brian Hayes could take an argument. Alek Manoah, Shohei Ohtani. He's got 9 guys that I could listen to an argument about keeping. He can't keep them all.
No.
But this is also a team that's built to go win a championship.
Right. I mean, look how front end loaded this is.
Exactly.
For the season.
And McClanahan's a trade. Nola's a trade. Eloy Jimenez is a trade.
Eloy.
DJ LeMahieu is a trade.
I mean, look, his 200s don't come in till Miranda.
Right.
And Contreras. Contreras is like just been amazing for him.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to keep a really good catcher? I mean, probably not.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, you know, but with catchers, it's volatile from year over year.
Yeah, he's fantastic now, but he was awful for the first 2 months.
Yeah, I think bad news just picked him up.
Yeah. So I personally would go with Soto, Franco, Robert, Julio Rodriguez, and whatever pitcher you like best. right? Whatever pitchers
Yeah.
you want to do, right? If you like Otani, great. If you like McClanahan, cool. If you like Nola, fuck you, he's a Philly.
Yeah.
Even Manoa, I would listen to. I would listen to the argument on why you would keep Manoa over these other guys. But this is the type of team I look at and go win your championship because you're losing half of those really good players that are on your team.
So here's the dynasty.
So I would keep the top 3 guys, Franco, and a pitcher.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
Compared to the other teams that we've looked at, he's.
And Robert Hassel, I guess, is his NA keeper this year, I suppose. Whatever. But yeah, this is the team that will go win a championship and then lose all of their good players and end up on my team. Next team. Chico. All right, Bo Bichette's definitely getting kept. Xander Bogaerts is getting kept. I would listen to an argument where Byron Buxton gets kept, but
sure.
I don't know if you can be sure of that guy to play you a full season. After that, it's really interesting because Giolito's got question marks this year. Morton is a fucking disaster. Jared Walsh still can't hit lefties. Urquidy is bad. Montas,
Depends on where he ends up.
And then where are you drawing the line on being a keeper? Benintendi?
No.
Scroll down. Maybe he's got a bunch of dudes stashed.
You're not keeping Mondesi.
No.
You're not keeping Matt Carpenter. I mean,
Alec Bohm?
No. God, Jesus, no.
I mean, he's got a good bat.
Sucks dick.
Okay.
Riz?
Terrible.
Are you keeping a 38-year-old Rizzo? I don't think he's that old, but you know what I mean.
You're not going to keep Edwin Diaz?
Maybe you do.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. Scroll back up. Let's say, for the sake of argument, it's Bo Bichette, Xander Bogaerts, Edwin Diaz, and whatever 2 pitchers you like best, Otani and Giolito, for the sake of argument. I guess that's about the best you can do with this roster. Team, this roster doesn't look good, and if I'm him, I would really start thinking about doing exactly what I've done.
Yeah, see,
you may have missed the boat at this point, but like hone in on the guys you want to hang on to. And again, Byron Buxton could certainly get you a haul at the deadline, but do you want to keep him? That's really the question I would have to ask myself at that point.
Okay. Who's this guy?
I mean, terrific. He's having
someone who won't exist next year.
Exactly. He's a really great reliever right now, and anybody who has him needs to ride the wave. But if you think that this is the next Aroldis Chapman or David Robertson or Mariano Rivera in pinstripes, you're out of your mind. It's not it.
Agreed.
Look at that spin rate.
Sure. Great.
Spin rate.
How long is he under contract?
Huh?
How long is he under contract? That's the ultimate question.
1 year deal.
1 year.
Exactly. He's a free agent this year. Do you think for 1 second that he's going to be able to A, replicate this season, B, in a new uniform, and C, for somebody who's paying him a lot of money to be the back end of that bullpen? He was thrown into this, and he's succeeding. Congratulations.
He's doing a great job,
He gets paid fat money by Detroit.
No. Place where people go to fucking die and make cars.
Okay. Well, I'll freely admit that I offered up John Birdie for Javier Baez to iron. He said hell no, but
what?
I wanted Baez.
You wanted Baez for Birdie.
What? My head
exactly.
hurts.
Oh no, Clay Holmes has arbitration the next 2 years, so he's there through 2025. So I would imagine Aroldis Chapman is back next year, right? Or does he walk at the end of this year?
Wait, Javi Baez for John Birdie?
Yeah.
What the fucking Christ?
Aroldis Chapman walks at the end of the year. Zach Britton walks at the end of the year. There's still what's his name? The guy, Chad Green, Jonathan Loizaga, and this guy Holmes that will be there. I think, honestly, that the Yankees are going to go out and sign a guy. They haven't made a big splash since they brought in Cole. Right? These trades this year wasn't a Yankees kind of move. It was okay, let's just make our offense a little bit better and not so one dimensional. So you go out and get a lefty bat that can mash home runs.
That's not Joey Gallo.
Right. To put with another righty bat who can mash home runs and have a low batting average.
That's not Giancarlo Stanton.
No, this is nor is it Aaron Judge.
No, I was
you
talking
got
about
rid of
Giancarlo
one in
Stanton
Gary
in a negative way.
Sanchez. They did get rid of one in Gary Sanchez, but took fucking Josh Donaldson right back. So there you go. Yeah. Yankees are not very wise. Anyway, Chapman's out. I could see Clay Holmes sticking around, but I would not trust him to be a top level closer, even the rest of this season. Like, this is great and he's doing great, but is it going to last all the way through? He would have to prove it to me, and I would still probably throw him back with the hope that I could get him in the draft.
Hey, Joe, I thought about that trade.
Which one?
The one we were talking about earlier.
Are we going to negotiate for John Birdie right now?
No, I'm not negotiating for fucking John Birdie, and I'm sure as shit not going to give you Javier Baez for him because it's
well, you
fucking
don't have
terrible.
Javier Baez in our league.
I don't care. I would find a way and not do it. I would trade for him just so I could tell you no. Oh, God. It makes my head hurt. It really, really does.
Okay. So what was the deal we were discussing earlier?
We were talking about Stallmont and Strider. Minter was involved.
Yes. It was Minter and a question mark.
And a question mark.
And what was the question mark?
It's not going to be Taijuan Walker.
Okay.
I was thinking, and again, this is completely up in the air, but I was thinking like Josh Rojas. No. Why? Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I don't need him.
He's 5 position eligible.
I don't need him.
Just saying.
I just brought on fucking O'Neal Cruz, who's going to get a month on my team now. Why would I bring that dude on too? I'm good. My asking price is Walker. Because you know I put in a waiver claim for him too.
What's that?
You know I put in a waiver claim for him too.
For who?
For Walker.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, I'm cool. Like, I don't have to do a deal. I'm straight.
Oh, why don't we just trade Minter for Strider and call it a day?
No thanks.
Oh. Okay.
I'll pass on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. Why don't we just do Minter for Walker then?
No.
Or Strider for Walker?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to take a guy who's going to go right to the bullpen, who's not going to start.
Josh Stallmont got an inning, a walk, a strikeout, a 2-whip, and a relief appearance in a 4-run victory for the Kansas City Royals. He pitched the 9th inning.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
My team today.
What's that?
My team today. My pitching staff. Through 20 1/3 innings, 3 wins, no 6 walks, 23 strikeouts, 0.44 ERA and a 0.89 WHIP.
Well done.
Thank you.
That was like you in the Doubleday last week. Did you have like a 0.53 WHIP, Joe?
Yep.
Yes. That is exactly what I had, and it set the record in the Doubleday for the lowest in a single week.
We know how to pick pitching over on this side.
Yeah, you do.
Sure do.
So it's like, you guys have that granularity of categories. I've seen more categories in other, not in other leagues, but I've seen not standard 5x5 in points leagues. To me, it's just like, all I'm looking for is the points. I could care less about the granularity of the categories in a points league. In your league, it's category league. You have to pay attention to the granularity
Yes.
at that point.
Yes.
You have to. Yes, I agree 100%.
And there are just specialists that show up every once in a while.
Yep.
I mean, before the 3-batter rule, a left-handed reliever was like gold.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like Andrew Miller was a gold mine because he would come in, face one batter, get you a relief appearance, and get the fuck out. And that was it.
Who's that other guy? Who's that other guy that pitched for the Mets? He was left-handed. He was a specialist. Jeremy something.
Well, Jeremy Hefner is our pitching coach.
No. Jerry, was it Jerry Blevins?
Jerry Blevins is another perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Yes.
The most famous one is Pedro Feliciano, not the guitarist from Puerto Rico, but the left-handed pitcher
the guitar.
who is also from Puerto Rico and just recently passed away in November of 2021. But the Mets used, abused, and beat the shit out of this guy for 3 seasons. This dude, over a 3-year period, threw 175 innings. Okay, you do simple math here. 175 divided by 3 is 58, almost 59 innings. We'll say 59 innings, right?
A year.
A year. It's not that many. It's not that many. But what if I told you? What if I told you those 59 innings were split up among 86, 88, and 92 appearances? This man played in more than half the games.
Wow.
You don't see that. The league leader last year was somewhere in the realm of like 60, which is a third of the games, roughly.
Yeah.
Like 92 games in 62 and 2/3 in 2010 with a 3.30 ERA and 56 strikeouts over 62 innings. Dude was nasty.
Yeah.
And then his arm fell off.
Comes in,
he didn't pitch for 3 years after that.
Gets a batter out. He's in like every other game.
Exactly. And the 3-batter rule really did away with that. And that's not really anything we can control, but.
Okay, so for It's the Bigs Double Day Pro League, I'm thinking that we use the 21 categories with the expanded rosters that we've implemented in Double Day. You want to talk about a deep league?
Holy shit!
Yeah,
yeah. You're talking about like the corner infielders and the
corner, middle, all 3 outfields plus 2 more.
Wow.
And a util.
Yeah, and we're looking at adding a relief pitcher and a bench spot for next season.
And would that be what kind? Would that be a keeper league, or is that going to be a?
Oh yeah, no, I think this has to be a keeper league. 1,000% has to be a keeper league.
Yeah, and then we have to
how
decide,
many keepers would we decide?
Right. Then we have to decide with the roster format how many keepers are sort of like the sweet spot, you know.
And I think I had a list of categories that I would go with to score this. I think it was an 8x8.
We talked about it that one night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and 8x8 is roughly halfway between the 2 leagues' scoring systems because that's the biggest difference between these 2 leagues is the fact that we play 21 categories and you play 10.
Right. And now you're only playing 8.
Yeah, I'd like to do the 21.
No, Frank. 8 on each side. So it'd be 16 total.
16.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I believe, and
I mean that's not terrible.
Right.
It would be runs, doubles, homers, RBIs, steals, walks, average, and on base percentage.
Okay, you're taking another fantastic
for those 8, right? And then I would count innings pitched as a category and have a minimum.
Okay.
Wins, losses, strikeouts, ERA, WHIP, saves plus holds, and 1 more. Whether you want to do home runs given up or relief appearances.
Yeah, relief appearances.
I would say relief appearances because home runs given up.
Saves plus holds will bolster your bullpen and make you want to have a bullpen.
Exactly. and that means
Yeah,
you're going to
that's
get
your 8.
more people in games and more people in, and you have to make more decisions.
Yeah, and with the rosters being expanded beyond our normal 26 that we have, Frank, like we're talking rosters of like 35 people deep at that point.
Oh, that's fucking exciting. Let's go.
And it's not quite as many. Like we have, how many do we have right now, Iron? If we include every IL spot and 2 NA spots.
Right.
27 plus 7 is 34 plus 2 is 36.
36.
And you want to add 2 more to each team, so that'll be 38 next year. Times 12 teams, you've got a potential of having 456 players rostered at any one given time if everyone uses all of their IL spots and both of their NA spots. That's not a realistic expectation. So let's, for the sake of argument, say that you probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of 420 dab on them. Players roster.
420 players, that would be cool.
So 420 players, divide that by 12 teams. That's 35 guys a team.
Right. Hey, I get my extra utility spot.
Do we want to do 12 team? Do we want to do 14 team? Like, how many guys do you think will be interested in something like this? We could do 14 team, and that would obviously be the difference between.
Well, I mean, that means you take 7 from one and 7 from the other.
Yes, but that would beg the question: where do I go? And I think if we do 7, I would probably have to go on Doubleday.
Right. Well, then can we find 7 managers on our side that are gonna be interested?
I guess we'll have to start asking around.
Yeah, because I mean, if you figure it on our side, myself, Ben.
Ben's still on the fence. He's not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like something he'd be down for.
I'm sure Costas would do it.
Mm-hmm. Mike Haber.
Mm-hmm. Jason.
Right? That's 5 right there.
Yep. And then, Brian Lebo would probably do it.
Whoever. It'd be open to anybody. First 7 or 6 that sign up. We'll see.
Video evidence that I'm the first volunteer.
I'm pitching to a 12.60 ERA today.
That is awesome.
Thank you so very much. Jose Barrios, who had a bad outing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, what happened to that guy?
Chuck's going on record that Contreras is not a keeper.
Okay. All right. Not a keeper for Contreras.
Yeah, it's laughable, I guess. I mean, he picked him up off the waiver wire, didn't he?
Are we talking about the brother? Or are we talking about
bad news in the Doubleday?
Yeah, but we're talking about Wilson or William?
Wilson.
Oh, okay. The Cubs. Okay. You picked him up off the waiver wire?
No, he got him. He drafted him in 165th.
Okay. I was going to say, you're not drafting that guy?
Yeah.
All right.
My bad.
I am past the stage of knowing where knowing what someone else's 4 keepers with Trout would be, because that is definitely one of the first things that anybody with me will need to discuss with if you're interested in getting Trout in the Doubleday. I need to know what your other keepers are, and you need to remember that you only get 5 of them. So if you send me 5 names, I'm gonna go, cool. So you're not keeping Trout? I'm not trading them to you.
So we had 324 draft picks this season.
Okay. Well, and that's only 27 per team, right? So that's the starting point. You're obviously drafting guys who are NA and IL eligible within that first 326 guys. It's how many of those guys go on there immediately, and then you have the next wave of dudes off of the wire. So if it's 325.
I like the fact that we have a pretty deep IL. It's not like the guys stay on there. I mean, eventually you have to drop a guy if he becomes active and he's not really that good.
There was a point where I had my IL full.
Yeah, well, it's a wise thing to do. Yeah, more.
Now I'm down to 3.
Yeah.
I just don't want to waste the moves of picking them up off the wire. Like, with only 9 moves, that's the other thing we have to talk about the new league, where we put the move limit.
Moves and trades.
Yeah.
We don't have a trade limit.
Yeah. And maybe we don't do it for this keeper league either, because part of the reason that there's a trade limit in the bigs is because there aren't only for this year. So you're not trading draft picks, you're not doing anything to prepare for next year other than doing research. And therefore, everything about this season is what's important in the bigs. It's not a year-to-year thing. It is what's happening right now. But if we're keeping players in the new league, then I think not having a limit on trades is important because you're able to build for the future. Otherwise, you're just sort of stuck going, well, I can only trade 6 guys, or I can only make 6 trades or 8 trades or whatever.
Well, and then it locks you into a strategy. So, like, say you think early on, oh, I just need a couple of pieces. They get hurt. Now you're screwed for the season. What do you do?
And you can't even sell at that point.
Yeah, because you're locked out on the number of trades. Yeah, that's a good point.
I would definitely not have a trade limit in this new keeper.
No,
I'm sure
I don't want a trade limit.
Going to be
no trade limit.
Frank's gonna be thrilled with this.
Okay, so the buzz is on the Doubleday side. Fan is interested. He hasn't committed. Maybe we get Phils, who was only in the league for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe Domination will come in. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, the door's open for anybody in the league that wants to sign up. It's like first come, first serve.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that stands as well in the bigs. I mean, we've got 15 other guys, and I'm sure one spot is already spoken for. That's Frank's. So beyond that, we shall see where we find it.
Oh, let's see. We got somebody chiming in on the chat again.
Might be Chuck. Chuck
that's
might be
you.
in.
That's you again. Chuck is rolling out. Really? Chuck going to say he's going to join it? That would be 2 from the Doubleday for sure, and 2 from the bigs.
Yeah. Or 3 from the Doubleday and 1 from the bigs.
Yeah, I don't know if Frankie Bucco can take on 3 guys from the Doubleday.
You do not know what Frankie Bucco is capable of. Frankie can take on more than 3 men at a time, okay? Frankie Bucco can take on so many men, you wouldn't believe it. Hi, Frank.
Hello. So I'm not commenting.
Now, legitimately, I have seen Frank beat the crap out of 2 guys at once.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I was one of those guys. Wasn't I, Frank?
Yes. Yes. On multiple occasions.
We will show you some funny shit as things progress here next season. I think I'm going to bring back the gifts that I was doing in the fantasy football league, Frank.
Holy shit! Yes, please do.
You're welcome. We're going to do that.
Please do.
We're going to do that. All right.
So Chuck says Yahoo or Fantrax, no ESPN.
No, we would keep it right here on Yahoo, without question. We keep it right.
Just keep it on Yahoo.
It's just so easy to do that.
Yeah.
You know, we know everybody who's signing up has the Yahoo app on their phone, or is very familiar with how Yahoo works. We're not going to reinvent the wheel here.
Well, that's 2.
All right.
That's 4.
All right.
I thought Costa said he was interested.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think.
Ashby.
We'll see how far. We'll see how far down the season he falls behind me.
He
may not want to play in a league with me again because, I'm the superior manager and he's not.
Next year,
the standings in the
holy shit! Wait, hang on. A draft next year with all of these minds in it is incredible because we're gonna have to draft from scratch.
Yeah.
Right.
So who's gonna take the strategy of I'm gonna win 2 years from now, or I want to win right fucking now? How bad is this? Is somebody willing to go for this, especially in its infancy? And I think I might be able to make it worth somebody's while to win it.
Oh,
I've got
and
an
what does
idea.
that
I've got an
mean?
idea in my back pocket. We'll just hold on to that until next year. Not going to worry about that.
Hmm.
Because Frank, I mean, we've already got the trophy for the bigs, right?
That's true.
We would need something for this new league
Right.
to christen it.
Hmm. We would.
Hmm?
Hmm.
I am still accepting offers for Mike Trout, John Birdie, and
Here we go.
Mike Trout, John Birdie, John Schreiber, or basically anything on my roster that isn't named Fernando Tatis and probably Zach Wheeler are the only two untouchable pieces at this point. So my inbox is open. My DMs are open like an Instagram model. Come and talk to me, boys. Frank.
Hmm.
Frank, I'm handling like 3 men at once right now with this Mike Trout thing.
That doesn't surprise me.
Are you getting hit up on the chat at all there, Big Joe?
I was for a moment by one guy, and I mean we obviously know that the deal exists on the table right now between me and you dogs, but it did not have the draft pick incentive that I need in this deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting for a response there. We're 2 hours away from when he said he would respond.
I see no trades to review in the league at this point.
Nope.
Oh,
And as I said earlier,
Bednar.
let's go back to those keeper lists. Let's go back to that keeper list because I was just thinking like, oh, I just sent a deal out to Maris as well. But
Well, I was thinking maybe I should just trade you Bednar.
I mean, like I said, I would do Bednar for Birdie right now, straight up, no draft.
You have Plesac on your team? Because if you have Plesac, it's a done deal. I'll take Birdie and Plesac for Bednar.
I don't have Plesac, but I have his teammate Cal Quantrill.
Oh yeah, he's been offered to me before.
Yes. And, yeah. I mean, he's fine. He's good. He's acceptable as a player.
Oh God. I picked the wrong guy. I'm like trying to get the dynasty list up, and I clicked on VR, and he's not on it.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody's keeping VR in a keeper.
No.
No, he's
1 o'clock in the morning for you.
Roster and pray for the best.
Frank, it is 1 a.m. in the East Coast. Staying up way past his bedtime with us. That is dedication.
Yeah.
That is dedication.
Okay,
because I'm really thinking about this Taiwan Walker shit.
You just keep mulling it over, man. You just keep mulling it over.
Okay, so we left off with Curly Shuffle.
Yes, we did.
And I need another piece.
Swag. Owie we talked about. Bad News we talked about. Chico's we talked about.
Curly. The Shufflers. This is a New York
Curly's
guy.
keeping Trey Turner. He's keeping Manny Machado. He's keeping Paul Goldschmidt. There's a really big argument to be made that you need to keep Jazz Chisholm. Like, that is a real dude.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah. Like, there's a very serious argument that needs to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
Joe Musgrove might be the dude. And yeah, Paul Goldschmidt, I thought we already covered that guy.
He has Goldie.
I mean, if he's got Goldie, then your infield is set for the next decade. You've got Goldie, Machado, Turner, and Chisholm. Okay, that's fine.
One arm in there.
Yeah, and throw Musgrove or Woodruff, whoever you like best. Maybe it's even Hader. I don't know. But yeah, that's your keepers. Scroll down, just in case he's got like a injury stash or anything. No, okay, yeah, no, totally. That's the 5.
What happened to Santander? Oh, let's talk about a flash in a pan.
Yeah, right.
God, look that. I like the name. I like the team.
All right, domination.
Okay, here we go. Domination.
Harper, Burns.
Hold on. Let me get this set up.
Take your time.
I'm just trying to get.
You good? Yeah, Harper and Olsen. I think you have to keep. That's 2 left-handed bats that are playing in an incredible league to be doing that. I think you have to keep Corbin Burns. I mean, he won a Cy Young. He's not going anywhere. After that, it's really a question of like where you want this team to go. if you want this team to be pitcher heavy, then you keep Cease and Webb, right? Because those are two young dudes who are going to hurl. If you want this team to be power heavy, you go Giancarlo Stanton. Maybe you even go Salvador Perez, but you probably would like to do Chris Bryant and keep an entire year of that guy in Colorado.
Oh.
Scroll down. Yeah, there's nothing else there. The only one that would even pique an interest is Chris Taylor because of position eligibility, but I don't know that he's going to have the 6 positions next year. So that probably doesn't play all that much. So my choices here are obviously Harper and Olsen and Burns. Those are your 3, and then the other 2 is how do you want your team to go? Do you want it to be a pitching team? Then it's Cease and Webb. If you want it to be a hitting team, it's probably I could listen to you taking Story, but I don't know that he's going to age well outside of Coors, and I don't like the idea of putting that much stock in him. I'd rather go with what I know, and that's when healthy, Giancarlo Stanton is one of the best power hitters in baseball. And if I can get a full season out of him, he's guaranteed for 30-plus home runs. So if I want to go up the middle and keep one of each, Stanton and Cease, and call it a day. Moving on.
Who do we have next? Oh, it's
mine.
Big Joe.
Yeah, so right now mine's all up in the air. If you put a gun to my head and said right now who are the 5 you're keeping, Tatis, Trout, Wheeler, Glasnow, and there was one more.
Bellinger.
No, Barrios. Barrios over Bellinger.
Barrios.
And then obviously the NA guy is Volpe, because that's going to be amazing in 2 years. Mm-hmm. He could come up as early as this year, but we'll see. Next team.
Got to be the Cheetos.
Cheetos. All right. Cheetos, Alvarez, Tucker, Urias. I don't know about JD Martinez. I don't know how much longer you want to play that game. Altuve's not. O'Neill Cruz might be an answer, though. Not going to lie.
Sure enough.
Mm-hmm.
6'7".
Adley Rutschman isn't a bad option either. Like, if you want to play next season for 2024, right? That's an option here.
True.
Alvarez, Tucker, Urias are your 3. That's your base. Then you go Adley Rutschman and O'Neill Cruz, and you see what you have after next year.
We've got Alvarez, Tucker, Altuve.
I don't like Altuve. I mean, you could probably get him back in the draft, but like I'm not entirely sure that he's worth keeping at this point.
Look at this. Oh, yeah. So they have Cruz dropping, but that's before he came up.
Right.
And that's before he did what he did tonight, which isn't on this page, but 2 for 5
in his debut. 2 for 5, 4 RBIs, a double, 2 runs scored, and a strikeout.
And a 96.7 mile an hour seed from shortstop to first base.
Okay, so within the child's first game in the major leagues, he hit the hardest ball a Pirate has hit all season. He threw a ball harder than any Pirate has thrown all season, and ran faster than any Pirate has run all season.
He threw a ball faster than any other infielder all season as well. On any team.
It's sick. It is sick crazy what this child did in his first game. And what if this is another part of this generation of kids that we're seeing come up that are just otherworldly? Acuna, Vladdy, Tatis, this kid, Franco, Soto. How many kids under 25 are just like some of the 20 best players in baseball? Insane.
Well, look where he was number 6
in the prospect rankings. Yeah.
To start the season in April.
Yeah.
So, what was he doing down here in the minors?
Looks like he was doing pretty well. Last 3 weeks, 277, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts with a steal.
Yeah. Two other attempts, attempted 2 other bags.
Yeah. No, he's if Cheetos were to decide to say, you know what, 2023 is not the year for me, let's play for 2024. This is how you do it. You keep your three young guys at the front end of your team that's your anchor, and you go with the best upside plays you have
Let's see.
in O'Neal Cruz and Chapman, or I'm sorry, and Rutschman, and then go find you an NA guy that you like too, right? A guy that'll be up early next year. That's a way to do it. I don't like. I don't know who it would be.
Well,
But
and the thing
there's
is you
not a
can
whole lot here, man. Like there's really not.
pick up that NA guy at any time in the draft
Exactly.
too.
Exactly.
Because the thing is if you have other teams in the draft that have a need, then they're gonna pass on those NA guys.
Ooh, Chuck's going out on a limb and saying I won't win next year. Well, I mean, it's very difficult to take 11 guys against the one.
True enough. And well, if you sell off Trout, I mean, you're gonna have something coming back.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, it's like you could do straight across the board for a 2-for-1 for Trout. You're never gonna get the value.
No. And that's the thing. I need to have value across the board in this deal because this will determine exactly how good my team is next year. And if I don't find the deal I want, well, then I just get Mike Trout next year.
Yeah. So
Next
let's
team.
see.
Who's left? Who's left?
Maris.
Yeah, I've got a trade offer out to him that does not include Mike Trout or John Birdie or John Schreiber. Go figure.
Wow.
He hasn't responded. So let's take a look at what we got working here. Okay. I don't like this team. I think you have to keep Tim Anderson. I think you have to keep Will Smith.
Do you though?
Yes. The catcher, I think you do.
Okay.
Yeah. He's hitting fourth in the Dodgers lineup. He is not going anywhere. They DH him the days he's not catching.
He doesn't strike out a whole lot.
He doesn't strike out much, but that doesn't matter because it's not counted in the double day. Runs, homers, RBIs, batting average, and stolen bases. This guy produces better than the average catcher in all 5 of those. Other than steals, he does so at a significantly higher margin than anyone else in the league will, with maybe the exception of Wilson Contreras and Salvador Perez, maybe, and JT Realmuto, maybe. And I don't think JT Realmuto is better than him right now. So if you've got a 20, I think he's 25-year-old catcher. 27. Okay. He's in the prime. Like he's in the prime to do it now. And
yeah, exactly.
If you can get that big a gap between you and the rest of the competition at one specific position, I think you need to. He's maybe the only catcher I would contemplate keeping, unless the situation presented itself like I just explained with Cheetos, where you would keep Adley Rutschman.
Okay, Walker how about Buehler, Lindor?
I think you keep Buehler. I think you have to keep Lindor. I don't think you have to keep Tim Anderson, surprisingly enough. And you absolutely do not have to keep Andrew Vaughn. So my picks so far are Smith, Buehler, Lindor. Jacob deGrom has to be kept at least one more year because who knows what he'll be next year. But you don't want to be the guy who dropped Jacob deGrom and let him go back into the draft with me there
and onto the Bigs team.
Exactly. You don't want to be that guy. So you're pot committed to deGrom by drafting him this year.
Shoulder.
So that's 4. That's deGrom, Will Smith, Walker Buehler, and Francisco Lindor. Ironically, 2 Dodgers and 2 Mets. Jeez, it's like you keep the best players of the best teams, and maybe the 5th one is Arenado. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
it very well could be Arenado. I would probably keep Arenado over Tim Anderson only because of the third base scarcity that exists.
Well, and then he's getting projects for bombs and
Sure,
RBIs.
he's going to be fine. I think last year is pretty indicative of what you can expect. 30 and 100 with a 260 batting average. You're not going to get what you had in Colorado with 40 and 100 and 100 and 300 batting average anymore. You're
Yeah.
just not. Even if he was still in cores, you probably couldn't count on that because he's the wrong side of 30 right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's still on a really good team, and he's got a lot of protection in that lineup, and it's one of the better lineups. And he plays a position that is incredibly scarce. I would take Arenado here. So that's
I like that
guy.
OPS.
Yeah.
No, you're pushing 850.
Yeah.
You want more production out of your third baseman, but
no, this is fine. This is just fine production. 275 with a 350 on base percentage and double-digit bombs. Yeah, no, that's fine. And he's got Edman in front of him. He's got Goldschmidt behind him or in front of him. It's a perfect spot. And the fact that he's third base eligible and only third base eligible is the biggest selling point. Him, Ramirez, Machado, Riley. How many more?
Devers.
Mm-hmm.
How many more? Is that it?
Yeah.
It's 5. You have one of the top 5 third basemen. You need to keep him because after that it falls off hard.
All right.
Next team.
Next.
Wait a minute.
Last one.
Oh, Frank's got an idea. Hang on.
Wait. I've been sitting here contemplating this fucking Taiwan Walker shit again. All right. So here's what I have in mind.
All right. Here's the offer for John Birdie in the bigs.
It's not for fucking John Birdie, goddammit. I don't want John Birdie. Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
All right.
Let's hear it.
I'm thinking Taiwan Walker and AJ Minter for Strider and Dylan Carlson.
Do I hear crickets?
I don't hate this.
I hear crickets.
I don't hate this.
I didn't think you would.
I don't hate it.
I'm just looking at the comparison, and I could really use an outfielder and then I can use Jeff McNeil where I need to use him and not have to play Jimenez or Rojas every day. I mean, the Walker Strider stats are comparable, fairly. And I have the backup plan in place if he were to go to the bullpen. Plus, he's SPRP eligible. But
now, Carlson, does he have dual eligibility in your league?
All triple. 3 outfield positions.
Triple.
Oh, triple.
Yep.
Eligible.
That's another reason why I like him. I have Michael Harris, who's only center field eligible. I have Marte, who plays center and right.
Right.
And then
he is a left fielder.
Which I could use Andrew Vaughn, but I'd rather.
Would you like the idea of moving him to first? I could like the idea of moving him into first base, moving Riley to third, and kicking Matt Chapman out every once in a while too.
And well,
Chapman does strike out a lot.
Matt Chapman does strike out a lot, but he's been fairly hot lately.
Yeah, no. Tonight, notwithstanding, 0 for 4 and 2 striking.
Right. Yes, but everybody has their Luke Voigt day.
No doubt. He had that day for me today.
I know.
There's some jabs there. Wow.
I don't.
No.
I mean, I don't hate
the jabs
it, Joe.
exist because this man had Luke Voigt.
I had Luke Voigt, and I didn't play him in Colorado. I dropped him beforehand, and he went ape shit.
Hey, what's up? You are watching me live. I'm talking to you right now. Everybody say hi to Ben.
Hi, Benny. Benny can't come on because he can't talk to me.
Hi, Ben. Do you want a link?
Nope. He won't talk to me until he won't come on until I go off.
No, the phone was on silent. I just happened to look down. Oh, the live stream just figured. Yeah, the live stream just caught up, so he's just seeing that he's now on the live. You want a link?
Not talking to my opponent and giving him some sort of strategy. That
get the fuck
out
of here.
That's all I need to know.
I promise
Get
you,
the
I am not
fuck
giving him
outta
any
here.
strategy on how to beat you.
I see the Iron Man there as well. You don't think he's some shiesty stuff over there? No?
He's trying to make a deal for
come
John
on
Birdie,
now.
too. Everybody's looking to deal for John Birdie today after a 7-steal week. It's fun.
All right.
Hmm?
Very good.
Yep. You should come join us, man.
Yeah. We'll check out your
You're being
lineup.
asked for.
All right, if I'm being requested.
All right, I'll send you a link. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
We should probably finalize this negotiation before he comes on.
Why? He's not involved in the trade.
Yeah, well, I'm playing him, and he
Okay.
will be. It will affect him
Yes,
because
it will.
I will get the players this week, as opposed to the following week.
Wednesday?
So there's a rule in the bigs
Yes.
that trades that are made after final pitch on Tuesday.
Mhm.
So once the final out is recorded on Tuesday night, trade locks. Anything made after that goes through on the following week. But if you make a deal on Monday or Tuesday before final pitch, it goes through immediately, or
Yes.
in some senses the next morning.
Gotcha.
Right?
Right.
And that was to fight against the idea that, oh, well, I'm down by a whole bunch of innings and he's not yet at the minimum. So what if I just trade for all of the pitchers who were going and then this guy can't make the minimum? Then I right. Hi, Benjamin.
Hey, man, I was so entertained by you guys watching that I was considering just doing that for the next hour.
Hi, Benny.
I was going to wait until you guys were all ready to say goodbye and then be like, hey, can I come on? And then get you for another hour.
Oh, dude, I am down. I am absolutely down for another hour's worth because I am still waiting to hear back from Underdogs on a standing offer for John Birdie. And you know what? My DMs are still open, Doubleday Pro League. Come and get you some John Birdie or John Schreiber or Mike Trout. That's also on the table.
Or you could discuss what the fuck we were talking about.
Yes, Frank and I were discussing also a deal that included John Birdie because he wants John Birdie
not. No, it did not.
Here we go.
God damn it.
All
That's
right,
a
Frank,
shtick tonight,
tell
Frank.
the side of the story then. Jeez.
Okay.
All right. No, it's not fucking John Birdie at all. Ever. No. And no, it was just a deal that we were discussing, and basically it was we were looking at
He
Taiwan
wants Spencer
Walker.
Strider. He wants Spencer Strider and Dylan Carlson for Taiwan Walker and AJ Minter. Mm-hmm. I know Ben has to no sell this because he's playing you this week.
I really appreciate how you broke down my matchup this past week. I thought all three of you were unbelievably fair. And not only that, you all had your own take and perspective, and every one of them was very different. You know, like Jason said, he's a shoo-in for the playoffs. And you said, no, I'm not so sure. But you both kind of came to the same understanding that there's a reason why I could and there's a reason why I can't, you know?
Absolutely.
And
absolutely. A lot of it does center around Rendon's injury.
Right. And I think you nailed it with that trade, you know, and, you know, I still don't know if the trade that you and I made has been discussed as also basically a win for me.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely. It's a win for you with Tyler McGill now hurt again and not throwing for a month. Like that cripples any chance I had of that trade being a win for me.
Right. Over this much time, I think I got no matter what.
Yeah.
But even still, that you read the whole note out loud. You understood that that's what I wanted, and I think you crushed it. You know, you spoke so eloquently. You cut it perfectly for everybody. So
Thanks, man.
I just wanted to thank you, man. That was unbelievable because I couldn't be there, but I wanted my voice heard, and you nailed it. Well, all three of you. Thank you.
I'm glad to hear that you approve of how that went. Frank, I think for right this moment, I'm gonna have to decline on that, only because it involves an outfielder, and I wasn't anticipating having to give up an offensive piece at this point. So
You can have Josh Rojas if you want him.
I don't want Josh
I'm
Rojas.
just saying,
keep
if
him.
you wanted an
You
outfielder
married
back
him.
in the deal, you can have him.
You married him.
Okay.
I'm good.
I was just saying, if you wanted him.
No, I'm good. Where did Iron go? Because we were discussing.
You'll be able to get Josh Rojas in a couple weeks when you drop him.
No.
Or I just don't have Josh Rojas, and that's fine. I don't need Josh Rojas.
Okay.
All right, Ben. Now that you're here, would you like to discuss your matchup with Ari last week?
Yeah, sure. I don't really know what else to say besides what you guys said, because I think you guys really crushed it, you know, and what I needed to say is what I wrote in that text, basically, which was, you know, obviously Friday was just so tough. I felt like it felt like back in the day when I needed to try to find Michael or my brother or you on the computer to go into my account and fix my team for me. That's what it felt like, you know? So it was frustrating. And I know that if I got the opportunity to play it out, that's one more stat for me, you know, and 12 and 11-7 is certainly a little better than 12-6.
That's exactly what I was saying on the show, that it's disappointing that you lose by a double up when the only thing that flipped was one thing on Sunday that made it 12-6. That's a much uglier loss, especially to Ari.
No doubt. No doubt. And that unfortunately, because Ari's pitching was so good, and I had to inch to the minimum as best as I could, but it was so good that by the time I was playing it out with Ian to catch the minimum, I had to play relievers also just in case. And that's why I gave up more walks. So that's what Tanner Scott did. But you know what? Again, I'm just.
I love that clown is available for trade.
Yeah, he's definitely.
You want John Birdie for him?
The problem is by the way, as far as trading goes, I'm as about up for a trade as anyone right now.
Frank Bucco is listening.
I gotta shed hitters. There's solid hitters. A lot of them are for sale.
He just asked me for a corner outfielder.
I did.
In Dylan Carlson. This could be a match made in heaven right here on Big Live.
I'm willing to offer a corner outfielder for sure.
Let me see what you got.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
Here we go.
All right, Iron Man Charlie. I have some questions for you, my friend, while I have you on the net.
Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot. If he's good. All right. If you were going to change anything, like, are there stats already going into next year that you have maybe become more fond of in considering?
At this point, no. The league, I've got 6 guys from the original 12 that I defer to at times. You know, it's like Domination has helped me run the league. Fan has helped me run the league. We kind of work together. We had a lot of discussion, you know, changing it to a keeper league, adding the different positions. But for the challenge league, I'm thinking we do something close to what you have on categories and something close to what we have on lineups. And we talked about that a little earlier with Joe and Frank, and I think it would be a mashup, a big mashup. You guys will have an advantage with the categories, and you already have depth and granularity, but we're going to bring it.
I think an 8x8 is what's good here. 8x8 with the rosters as constructed in Doubleday. We get a couple of our familiar categories. I'm suggesting walks and on base percentage on the offensive side, and doubles, walks, doubles, and on
You
base
might want
percentage.
strikeouts like a negative category though, Joe.
Yeah,
what about defense?
There's that too, right? There's a bunch of stuff that we could talk about if we're only going to go 8x8. I guess doubles is the weakest one, so maybe we do strikeouts instead, but that's for debate. On the pitching side, you do innings as a category, and you definitely have a minimum that you have to reach. I think 35 is a fair number to start with, just to make it matter.
Yeah, I guess. But when you see how many innings my opponent has thrown already to its ERA, you might want to going. I'm
Frank,
not
how'd you do
poo-pooing
today?
my 37 inning championship in 2019, believe me, but 42 is harder.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. But for 1 year to let the
Just
guys
trying
who
out.
aren't, the guys who aren't familiar with having an innings minimum, let them get used to that. Then we up it from there. And the pitching categories, innings pitched, make it matter. What were the other three? Relief appearances was
Strikeouts.
one.
Relief appearances,
was one.
I'd say.
Yes. Your baby makes the cut. And
Saves
then I
plus
think we had
holds.
losses. I think that was the other one.
Yeah, wins, losses, save plus holds, strikeouts, and relief appearances.
Yeah.
Saves
obviously
plus
ERA and
holds. So
whip.
now closers really don't matter that much.
They do,
Unless
but you
we're-
have to think more.
They don't matter any more than a guy
No,
that's
I
just
think
going to
we would keep it as saves in the joint.
Do you know what you need to do
Yeah.
to get a hold?
the
Show
exact
up
same thing you would
in a
have to
league.
do. The exact same thing you would have to do for a save in an inning that isn't the ninth. That's the very definition of a hold. It is the exact same scenario in any inning that isn't the ninth.
No, because you
after, I
don't need
think,
to
the
close
fifth.
out an inning for a hold. You could just
No, you
get
don't
an
even
out.
have to do that. You just have to get out of that situation.
You
And
need to
leave the
get
game.
one out. That's all
Yeah,
you need
right.
to do. Get one out with and stay in the lead. That's all you
Okay,
need.
so it kind of brings back the one out lefty
In theory,
dynamic.
Mhm.
In a little bit. A little
but
bit.
because of the rules of Major League Baseball, lefty
Very
one
true.
out guys really don't exist anymore.
Bingo.
Otherwise, you're using two arms in an inning, and that just seems silly as well.
So
Yeah,
I'm thinking,
well, I
what am I
think-
going to bring in? About 6 of my guys, and how many of your guys, Charlie?
I love this.
It depends on how many we can get in. It's like we've already talked about 12 or 14 in the league.
So it's whether each
seven
league
and
can come up
seven.
with 6 or 7. I just would fall on wherever I would need to go.
Yeah.
If that means I have to play for Doubleday, then I guess I'll be Stone Cold Steve Austin of the
Listen to him.
Alliance.
Have to play for Doubleday. Bring it, bro.
I
You
hate
get
that
to
you made
play.
that reference.
Yeah, you can play for Doubleday.
Yeah, I know it's a terrible reference, right? But
You
makes
could
sense.
also be Kurt Angle.
No. Austin was there for the whole thing. Why it makes sense.
Here we go.
Anyway,
So that corner outfielder, man.
we were discussing corner outfielder for Frank. That's what we were looking at. Frank, did you
Yeah.
find anything on his team that intrigues you?
Yes, Jesse Winker.
I figured because Frank knows what he's doing.
Would you guys actively do a trade between you while facing each other?
Yeah, if it made sense. If it made sense
If
for
it
me, I
made
would.
sense, I would do it. Yeah, of course.
All right.
So what? So what gets me Jesse Winker?
I haven't. I'd have to look. I haven't.
Time on walk.
Would
I
you
have
like
a
me to
whole
read
day
off
to
the team?
figure it out, though.
Now Ben knows what he's doing.
Oh, let me see. Hold on. I actually do have a second phone, so I actually can
Okay.
look at your team while.
This would be great.
Well, he can
I'm
I
bring
gonna
it
get the
up on
go
the
feeling,
big
I
screen.
get the feeling like this spot is where Ben's going to get another pitcher, and I don't know exactly what piece it's going to be that he
Dude,
brings back. At the bare minimum, it's going to
killing
be
me.
Yep. This is what happens when we create this thing, Ben. We created this 3 years ago, and if I told you 3 years ago that we would be having a cross promotion with another league while live on YouTube, would you believe me?
Word.
Definitely not.
And here we
Especially
are,
the
man.
crossover thing.
And here we are. Continue with your discussion amongst yourselves about Jesse Winker for fill in the blank.
Well, Frank, the issue here is that the things that I need, I don't think you're willing to part with.
Like,
You know? Well, firstly, I don't think Jesse Winker deserves some of the things that I want because he's not batting good. You want him because he's not batting good, so you know he's going to heat up. Like,
no,
you know,
I want him for other reasons. His walk to strikeout ratio is actually very good,
I know, but
and I could use that. Plus, that means I can put McNeil back where he belongs at second base, and I can shed a roster spot by
Dropping Josh Rojas.
no.
thank you. I was just
Jimenez.
thinking the same thing. I
Jimenez.
was like,
It's Jimenez. It is.
it's Jimenez for now.
It's Jimenez if this deal goes through. Rojas plays 5 positions. Jimenez plays 2.
My God. I mean, I can't believe you gave up 1 earned run over that many innings today, man.
We're not
20
talking about the matchup. Stop it.
20 and a third and under
That's
a half a run. Joe.
Disgusting. I'm going to share the screen.
Joe. Like,
And 22 strikeouts if we're going to talk about it.
listen, it's not like the dude doesn't deserve the win
23
here. He picked
strikeouts.
3 stud pitchers that just dominated all in the same day. And David Peterson is a guy that was on my team twice. So
I grabbed him with my last 2 ads from last week.
very nice. They were for the getting for anyone.
Yes, they were.
The only thing I can't give you Ian Anderson. I know you love him.
I don't want him
Oh, well then
at this point.
we're in good shape. All right.
I want
Bullshit.
Jesse Winker, simply Jesse Winker. So think about that. I don't want a Randall Grichuk. I don't want the other guys. I don't want Jock Peterson.
I don't, dude, you don't, I'm not going to insult you by asking for a top tier ish guy that I need. You know what I mean?
Well, what are you looking for? Just open your mouth and tell me what you're looking for, and I'll tell you yes or no. I will not
It's
get
not
insulted by such.
It's going to insult anyone.
You got-
I'm not going to
just
It's going to be
say it.
Dylan. It's going to be Dylan Cease.
It's going to be Dylan.
No.
No, he wants a hitter.
Yeah.
That's what he wants. He's
I
probably
want
going
a
to
guy
ask me for Riley or
that had
Vaughn.
100 RBIs last year and is still good now. I can't get him for fucking that guy.
Oh, you're not.
You know what I mean?
You're not getting Riley for that.
I know that. That's why I'm saying this is stupid to have this conversation.
Jesus.
Now
No.
I'm insulted, Ben. Yeah,
I'm
I
not-
know because I didn't want to
I
fucking
didn't-
bring it up.
I didn't say it. I'm not insulted. I simply gave you an answer that I'm not.
But I can't throw Kershaw into that deal. You know what I mean? So
But you.
I mean, you
but
can.
You can.
no, but then it's too lopsided on the other end for at least for me. Now I'm giving up. Then I'm taking out one of the 4 legs here that I'm standing on with Scherzer and Ian and Mikolas. You know,
I'll give you Riley if you throw in Anderson.
I thought I have no interest in Anderson.
Well,
That
I
was
was just
quick.
thinking about it. You're not going to give a Kershaw.
Didn't I just
Which is
say
fine.
bullshit? I literally said bullshit.
I thought it in my head, but I didn't want to go there.
I'll give you a Riley. If you do the Winker and Anderson deal, I'll do it. You can have him and his 78 strikeouts. Enjoy that. Okay. I could do exactly what you said earlier, Jeff. Let me look at something real quick.
What are you feeling right now, Ben?
I'm feeling that Ian Anderson is too big of a price to pay. That he's on a good team. He's having a good year. I was in on him from the beginning.
You were.
And I think because I feel like that was right. I don't want to be
You don't want to be wrong because you're right.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I left egg on my face once with this Devers deal pretty badly. You know what I mean? Like the team could be much better right now. But then again, I think if I don't make that deal, then the Jock Peterson deal never happens. The Mikolas Segura deal never happens. That's a definite. I don't have those guys. So like it's. We'll never know which team would have been better, but
right. That's fair.
But I could have seen myself just benching McNeil way too often for the last 9 weeks. Like I could have just been doing that because it's like, I don't know what the hell to do with McNeil,
Here's an interesting.
Every time McNeil is good, every time McNeil has a multi-hit game, I'm surprised. He doesn't seem like he'd be a good baseball player, but he clearly is such a good baseball player.
Here's an interesting question. Instead of doing a starter, how about a Kimbrel? Okay.
No. Man. I don't think we got a match. There's too much other crap here. It's not really shedding Winker, believe me, works for me. But Riley, it's too big of a price. I think maybe I can hold on. Maybe we don't have to deal with Riley then. Like let's dumb it down.
All right. Go another route. I'm all ears.
Shit.
How many more cigarettes do I have in the box?
Dude, I wish you could just like throw them over to me right now.
Throw them through the screen for you.
Yeah, I
have 3 more cigarettes. This should be good.
That's enough to get through the Winker man crush.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I really get the feeling like Winker's going to Frank's team tonight. Like you guys are gonna work this out.
It's not. Unfortunately, like certain things like God damn it. That's not gonna help. The things like Devin, I was looking at Williams, right?
Okay.
But he pitched yesterday and
he pitched today too.
I know, so that doesn't help me to make this deal today because I want to be able to use him if he didn't pitch the last 2 days, I might do the deal because it means like maybe he would just do that now straight in a row against you.
But you'll get him at the end of the week.
That doesn't help me tomorrow.
Okay. Well,
that won't help me Wednesday. He's probably not going to pitch for 2 days.
They'll probably pitch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
None. I mean, how many times has he pitched 3 days in a row?
Well, I mean, He pitched
He
Sunday.
hasn't yet this year.
He hasn't done
I
it.
thought he pitched Sunday.
No,
Yeah.
he
Pitched
did
Sunday,
pitch Sunday.
Monday.
He pitched no. He pitched Saturday. I'm sorry. He pitched Friday, Sunday, and Saturday
Okay.
off, and that was an inning clean, an inning clean, and an inning clean with 5 strikeouts, and a save and 2 holds. The voice of God is going right now.
The voice
All
of
right,
God.
man. We'll revisit Winker after Tuesday. I don't think it's happening.
I don't know. I if
There's just it's definitely not Chapman. Like he doesn't fit
No.
he's an unbelievable defensive.
That's insulting. That's insulting.
I don't want him because he
I
strikes
know,
out
and
a
I don't
bazillion
want to
times.
even offer him because that's insulting.
Well, for straight up, of course it is.
Yes, I understand.
What are you thinking straight across, Frank?
I mean, I was just thinking, if he wanted to see, Devin Williams is too high of a price to pay for Jesse Winker.
I don't disagree.
Another
In
reliever?
our league, absolutely not.
You don't think Devin Williams has way more value than Jesse Winker does?
Listen. Firstly, I was agreeing with you. I don't know about the word.
That's what you meant. Okay, I thought you were saying no.
No. I was agreeing with you, but I don't know about way more. But I hear what you're saying.
Right.
In our league, like Iron Man Charlie might be like, wait, what? But yeah, because of our stats, Devin Williams is very valuable.
Right. I mean, it's either that. I mean, I've been willing to offer AJ Minter. To
Minter,
be completely
when's the
honest,
last time Minter went?
Yesterday, he did not pitch tonight,
but that was the end of his. That was.
and he only threw a third of an inning yesterday.
Yes, clean
win. I'll find you a pitch count, Ben. Minter threw 3 pitches yesterday.
Yep.
Andy didn't pitch the day before. He essentially has thrown 3 pitches in 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, straight up for Minter doesn't make a lot of sense for me. So it can't be just him.
Can't be like Winker for Minter.
No, I'm not going to do that like that. No.
Would you? What you would have to? You would be offering something else, or I would have to offer something else.
You would. I mean, it's not a bad start. You know what I mean? But
there needs to be 2 more pieces that make this make sense because Ben is very bullpen heavy, Frank.
I know that. Well, I mean, if I'm offering, I'll offer both Devin Williams and AJ Minter.
I know, but I'm gonna have to give up.
You'll have to give up Winker and Kimbrel.
No, because I wouldn't even do Kimbrel for both of those guys.
Oh my God.
What, you don't think Kimbrel is better than both of those guys?
Not with a 4.76 ERA.
I'm not concerned about that. I care that Dave Roberts throws them out there every time.
When you have 4 other closers. That's my thing.
He's the guy, though.
He is.
I don't know, man. I'm willing to have you beat my butt with this ERA you got, and just accept my beating.
I don't want it to be like that, though, Ben. And it's only Monday.
Listen, I'm not done fighting. I mean, there's certainly a lot that can happen.
What are you going to do with Winker now if you keep him?
I start him every day. But the problem is it just leaves a bunch of junk on my bench that's likely to blow up. We only play 9. We play a catcher,
Right.
first, second, third, short, left, center, right, and a DH utility. So we're going.
Hey,
That
Ben.
means like you do have a bench, and it's good. And some of our guys, they'd like to have a short bench so that they're not leaving stuff on the bench.
So if you take
Whereas
Jesse
some
Winker
people,
from me,
Where is he? He's over here, there.
Joe,
Hey, Ben.
Joe, shut up, Joe.
Hey, Ben, what you want for Jesse Winker, bro?
Fucking scumbag. What a scumbag. Oh, yeah. What do you want from him? Because this guy
Because
won't
I could throw you back
Yeah.
Dylan Carlson as the outfield replacement if you
Don't give
want
him
him,
John
and then
Birdie.
and then if you're looking third base, John Birdie's certainly available.
You fuckhead. You won't trade me Dylan Carlson.
Not for the pieces you offered me.
You for the pitcher you wanted.
I know. I'm
Okay.
upgrading in corner outfield with this.
Oh my god. Oh,
Tweet.
dickhead.
are you being serious?
Oh my god. Were you fucking joking right now? I'm gonna be so fucking angry if that happens.
What's going down?
I offered him fucking Austin Riley. He says no. Come on. Kidding me? Well, I
Don't
have
you
to
like
ask for
Austin
fucking-
Riley?
Dakota Hudson. God. I don't
Yeah.
really even want a fucking pitcher.
I know you have plenty of that.
I do. I want somebody who's going to play left field every fucking day. That's exactly what I want.
I get that.
Can you drop it down and give me Will Smith?
Oh. I like Will Smith.
You
Oh
like
my
no, you like Will
God.
Smith more because you own Kenley Jansen. If Will
Yeah.
Smith was
Fair.
alone, you would not like him as much as the fact that you like him because you have Kenley Jansen too.
Oh, I don't disagree with that
Right?
at all. It's a
It's the
fantastic
same.
combo.
It's the same reason why Adam Simber makes sense for me. Why Kendall Graveman makes sense for somebody who owns Hendricks. Like all of that is, it does improve the value, but only to the
Every
owner
one of
the
those
other
White
player.
Sox relievers, though, to an extent, I like.
Yeah.
Austin
Where's
Riley.
Jesse Winker going, Ben?
Austin
Well,
Riley.
I didn't know if you were actually being serious.
Yes.
You're
I'd like
offering
to
me
upgrade my
Carlson
corner
and
outfield.
Birdie.
I could give you Birdie.
The problem with Birdie is I don't even know if Birdie is real. Like I'm trying to figure out my third base situation. I got four third. Listen, see, I'm playing against my opponent right now, so I'm talking to my opponent. So it's kind of annoying to have to do this.
It's Biggs
But
Live,
also,
baby.
it's not necessarily a good thing, but no, Biggs Live is a great thing. I just meant this situation.
No, the fact that we're
so-
having this conversation in front
So
of your
essentially,
opponent.
wait a minute. So essentially, if I offered you Austin Riley for Jesse Winker and Will Smith, you wouldn't do that?
I can't beat that.
I'm just saying.
See, I mean,
Oh my.
I want to see this guy's rate of the streams like every single day. Maybe I don't. Oh shoot! I'm sorry. That's
What
what
you
I
sorry
have
for? You're all right.
You're fine.
the other phone for.
So that would be Austin Riley for Winker.
I lost
and...
all you guys.
No, you didn't.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're up.
You're still good, Ben. Oh no, he's frozen.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, you're back. All right. Dope.
Let's see.
Ben, do you have absolutely any inkling of interest in O'Neal Cruz? Did you see what that child did?
That big guy on the
56,
Pirates?
On Schittsburg.
14, 118, and 41 against.
I see. The thing is, like, it's weird. Like Crawford's having a good year at shortstop from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when the guy was basically my MVP for my championship week.
You're loyal to him.
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
hard. He was kind of the reason my team took off in July or whenever the hell it
Fair
was.
enough.
June.
Fair enough. I'll find him a home.
Everybody's glitching
Yeah,
but me or what?
He does not have a
No,
home
I'm
on
still
my
good, right?
team. I don't want him.
Joe, you have a bit of a log jam though, don't you?
I will when Wander Franco comes back, which I'm thinking is next week. Right now, I'm okay. Because tomorrow I am going to be doing something that alters this roster, and then I'll be fine right now. But once Franco comes back, I'll have a jam.
It was nice to see that Nimmo had a good game. He had been
Hell
kind
yeah.
of cold.
Hell yeah. 3 for 5. He's now hitting like 280 or something. But Ben, what you want for Jesse Winker, bro?
If Wander Franco hit a triple today, I'm pretty sure he's pretty close to coming back.
Yeah, they're gonna have him play the field.
Like, what the hell else
reacts.
does he have to do on a baseball field to figure out? Like,
he has to play the
literally
field. He was the DH.
The hardest things to do ever.
Yeah, let him play. Let him play short for a game or two. But yeah, I'm.
He
big
should
fan
be
of
back like
him back.
next week, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's back next week. So I'd like to try to get something done where I can move an infielder to make room for him when he's coming back. And I'd like to try to upgrade my outfield in doing so. Because yeah, McCutchen is fine and Nimmo's good and Soto's I don't fucking know what.
Where does that leave Muncy? You know what I mean? Does he have an ability to play? Like,
Yeah, I could show you my lineup for tomorrow, but I would prefer not to.
No, I get that. I get that completely. If anyone gets that, it's me.
Yeah. I will say that tomorrow I will have what I think is the best lineup I could possibly put together right now going forward.
Nice.
Yeah. And again, the weakness that I am looking to fix is corner outfield, specifically left if I could, which makes Winker interesting.
What are you willing to offer?
Yes.
So again, Dylan Carlson, John Birdie, O'Neill Cruz is out there. But ideally, my infield, when healthy, will be Muncy, Abreu, Wander Franco, and Jazz Chisholm.
The issue is, Joe, if I'm making a trade, which I've made 3 of, it would be my 4th. It would be your what? 4th as well?
5th.
5th with 1 to go.
Yes. I would have to be buying in on a player that's going to be on my team the rest of the season, so long as he's healthy. And if we want to include pitchers in order to get
batting not much over what is it, 220 hitter, I think.
Yeah, and Andrew McCutchen is 240.
Right. Love
like McCutchen and Carlson are what they are. 250, 244, and 254. 4 homers apiece.
I know you hate this question, Joe.
Yeah.
But and Andrew Vaughn does fill your left field spot.
Again, what are you asking for to get him?
Well, I'll offer Andrew Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
I need to eat something, gentlemen, or I'm going to pass out on
you. And I'll offer Andrew Vaughn and a Minter. Right?
Okay.
If I can get Spencer Strider and Dylan Carlson. It fills the void you want. You know he plays every day. He DHs when Eloy's going to come back.
That's not even the best part of him.
I know. It's the fact that he hit over 500 last week.
Nope,
No,
that's
I
not even the best part of him.
What's the best part of him?
He hits right in front of Jose Abreu.
Exactly.
That's the best part about him. Oh,
But
and Spencer's and you're giving me fucking Minter.
yeah, and you're not, and I'm essentially not asking for another pitcher.
Well,
which I should.
yeah, you're asking for Strider.
I'm asking for a starter, and I'm asking
You make
for
it Devin Williams, I'll do it right now. Yeah, like you
Not
make it
for
Williams
those
instead
two.
of you make it Williams instead of Minter. What if?
I thought you were asking for both.
No. Just swap them.
Okay, so
Because
Andrew
Williams-
Vaughn and Devin Williams
Mhm.
gets me Spencer Strider, Dylan Carlson, and another reliever.
Where's my team?
That's not named Josh Stallmont, who's on a shitty Kansas City Royals team.
Wow.
I'm just being honest.
Then realistically,
Fill in the void.
I know.
Sorry, Ben. Jesse Winker might no longer be needed.
Ben still hasn't
I'm
answered my
okay with
question of
that.
what I want.
I'm willing not to make a mistake trading with one of my major
That's fine.
nemesis / foes in this league. It's not gonna make me. The difference between it is I'll sleep at night knowing I didn't make the trade. I won't sleep at night if I make the trade and it's wrong.
Right. That's
Get
fair.
it?
That's fair. I got it. Is Iron still with us? He's just like listening to the
Carlson.
banter.
Oh no, he's been reacting.
Carlson.
He's been
Carlson.
reacting. Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
Carlson, I would
It's,
not.
it's Carlson, Strider, and
And you want another reliever off my team
yeah,
for Williams and
yeah.
Vaughn.
I mean, Adam Simber would work.
Oh, see that hurts because it's right there with Romano. Like I'm putting pairs together here, bro. I love the fact that
but I'm
I
also
put the
trying
Birdie
to retool
Chisholm
my
pair
bullpen.
together. I love the idea of doing the Vaughn Abreu deal.
Stallbot doesn't do it for me.
Okay, so you want Simber, Strider,
and Carlson, and I'll give you Andrew Vaughn and Devin Williams.
What are you dropping?
That's none of your business.
Yeah, well, I always ask you these
No.
deals. Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
You'll see when they hit waivers. If they hit waivers, who knows? I could have an extra roster spot and not have to drop anybody.
No, that's a good point. I could count 1, 2.
I respect that play by Frank for that reason. Also, just like you might rather like that be out for like the taking on anyone and hope that Joe doesn't grab it, but somebody else.
Exactly.
All I got to say is this serious gamblers on this, in the bigs.
Yes. This is happening.
Just from listening to you guys sort of toss this around, and then here we are, like Vaughn and Williams.
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
Carlson.
For Carlson, Strider, and Simber.
Mhm.
I like the idea of Winker better.
I don't hate this deal. Like I'm
Charlie, there's also what Charlie needs to know also that's on the line that's different than all other years is that we're talking about two guys that are now getting up there in the trade maximum, and that's something that we added this year.
Well, this would
Right.
be 4. This would be 4 for me, right?
yeah.
If
And
I
I would
did
have
it.
5.
Yeah.
I would have 5.
I would have 5.
I would have 5.
You would
You would
have
have
5,
4.
and I would be at 4.
Yeah.
And the deadline is mid-July.
Right.
Yeah,
it's about 3 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels
I
a void.
mean, here's what I'll tell you, Joe. Here's what I'll tell you,
It is closer to 4 weeks out, though.
Yeah.
Joe.
Much-
I was
here's what I'll
literally
tell
just
you.
looking it up.
Here's exactly what I'll tell you, and it's not necessarily giving anything away.
Oh, wait, no, our trade deadline is July 28th. That's the end of July. That's a month.
So yeah, so it's more than a month out.
It's
It's 5 weeks out.
2, 3, 4, 5 weeks and 3 days.
Mm.
Because remember, if we make a deal on the 28th, it has to go all the way to the end of the week.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So it's 5 weeks out. This would be my 5th trade with 1 to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
And I'm
hate
looking.
this deal.
I, you know what? The more and more I look at it, and the more you pine on it, the more and more I don't want to do it. No, I mean, let's be realistic, okay? Andrew Vaughn's hitting 315 and 369 in front of Jose Abreu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The strikeout numbers are low. The walk total's not great. But the 6 and 29 on the homer side trumps anything that Carlson's going to do probably for the rest of the year.
Right. Your hope
And
is that Carlson's going to score a ton of runs and steal some bases. Like he's going to be much more of a speed threat than anything else.
Well, yeah.
Because you were hoping that last year he played 149 games. He hit 18 homers 18 homers. Never mind. He doesn't steal bases. He only has 3 in his career.
That's exactly it. And the idea behind
I expected him to be worse in the strikeouts category, but Carlson's not as brutal.
He's not bad.
He's not bad.
He's not brutal, but I mean, Andrew Vaughn's at 178 at bats and only struck out 32 times.
Well, yeah, he's a better player.
Yeah.
Right.
We're aware of
so essentially that deal then is trading
Vaughn
Spencer
for
Strider and Adam
You
Simber
want Strider for Vaughn. Yeah.
Is Strider for Vaughn.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Devin Williams for 2 relievers.
No.
Yeah.
No. Devin Williams for Carlson and a reliever.
Guys,
Yeah.
can I just break this up for something good that I need to tell you about? And
Yeah.
It's the meal that I'm about to have. It's from Catering from the movie.
Okay.
And I've never had this dish before. And I think maybe it's because they made it so well, but I'm just blown away by it to the point where I need to figure out how to cook this thing.
Okay.
Chicken cordon bleu is ridiculous. Anyone?
I can
Chicken
make
cordon
that for
bleu
you.
is fantastic.
Yeah, I can make that for you. That's easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Give me some chicken breasts and some slices of ham and cheese.
Yeah,
We'll make
really.
that. Yeah, I will season the shit out of that, and it will be bomb.
All right, if
Word.
it's seasoned correctly, and what you use like heavy cream or something? Like, how do you make that sauce? Like, what's the?
Oh,
deal?
what sauce? I mean, I can't see what sauce is on it, bro.
The sauce is inside, it's not on it.
Well, there's different kinds of. Okay, I didn't know if there's like a generic sauce. Like,
It's like a cream sauce. It's cream sauce.
Hollandaise? Is it a hollandaise?
It might be. Is
It might be.
it a lemon sauce, Ben?
Yeah, I think there's a touch of
No.
a touch, not a ton.
Maybe.
You could just as easily go with fucking like
It's a cream sauce.
Italian dressing. Like marinate the chicken in Italian dressing overnight,
Mhm.
and then fucking grill that shit up. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I appreciate the
Anyway.
marinating idea.
Any
Good
trades?
deal.
No.
It's a 2 for 3. You're dropping somebody
Uh,
and trading me 2 dudes for 3. Andrew Vaughn for Spencer Strider, Devin Williams for 2 relievers,
I thought of Dylan Carlson was involved.
or Carlson in a reliever.
Well, 2 relievers. What 2 relievers are you talking about then?
Oh no, I guess Simber was the add-in, right? Then never mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's
So yeah,
that's
Carlson.
not
Yeah, I'm down. I'll
work.
probably do that deal. I feel really good about
Yeah,
that.
and
I feel
I'm
really
gonna
good about
tell
that
you
deal.
that I'm gonna tell you that
You're out?
I'm not gonna do
Okay.
it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because
Fair enough.
it's not worth it.
Okay.
I
Benji,
mean,
what do you want for Jesse Winker?
Here we go.
Ben,
I don't have anything
final
fair
offer.
to
Final
take
offer.
back.
Final offer. Austin Riley, Jesse Winker, Will Smith. Take it or leave it. Because I'm going to fucking bed.
There it
I
is.
can't do it.
Oh my god, that's
It's a fair offer.
it's more than fair.
It is.
I know.
Oh
Good
my
night,
God.
Frank.
Good night, man.
Good night, guys. I gotta go to bed.
Talk to you soon, man. Be good.
All right.
Thanks for being
Bye,
here,
guys.
dude. I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Be good.
Iron, talk to you soon, pal.
I know.
Bob.
Listen. Oh, sorry, Iron Man.
No, you're good.
What were you saying, Benny?
I was
He's
gonna
back.
say I'm gonna try to get that promo at some point during the week, man.
Yeah.
No luck today?
No, I tried. I tried like 5 times.
I've deleted 6 voicemails. I don't know what else to do, man. I don't want to
I
delete Joe's and your old promos.
I
That's a good
know. I tried. I did try though.
Wait a minute. Do this.
Mail
Record
them
it
to
on
myself?
record it on speakerphone from your second phone, and then send that file to me. Email that file to me.
Well, I could also try to send I'll try to send the ones that are old ones, and I'll send them to you guys, and we'll see if that even worked. And if
I could
you,
put them
you're like,
together
if
onto
you
a
hear
video.
them,
Okay.
I could put them.
I'll
I could
try
put
to
them
figure
together
it out.
on a
I'll
video.
try to figure it out.
Yeah, dope. All right, Frank.
Bye.
Be good, brother.
Yep. Later.
Bye. So, what do you want for Jesse Winker?
Dude, again, I don't know what the hell I can get. Like, I can get back that makes it fair, because like I have 4 third basemen. Dude, Kevin Biggio is probably gone tomorrow, you know?
Mm-hmm. And yet he homered and doubled for you.
Right. But it's like, thanks. You go 0 for 4 every other day besides that. I'm not, unless you think like, oh, he figured it out today for his career now. But I'm going to guess no.
Now he's gonna be crazy.
Now he's a good player. Now this is it.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say no. Likely no.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're looking
Everyone
for
has
third,
a good day.
if you're looking for third base, John Birdie is available.
But Joe, why is John Birdie definitely better than what Patrick Wisdom or you don't?
I was telling
I mean,
Iron. I don't know why this guy is good, but he is.
Right, he's hot right now. A lot of players go through it. I remember, I think it was 2017 or 2018. Finally, Shin-Soo Choo was kind of making on the contract from Texas, but basically he sucked a lot of the time. But everyone goes through their streak when they're like the hottest player to have,
He has 18 bags already.
Yeah, that leads the National League.
So he doesn't go into a slump.
He's played 37 games. He's on pace for 100 steals. It's insane. All because Brian Anderson. I don't know. Maybe they trade him at the deadline and go get something. Or they trade Brian Anderson.
I mean, Anderson's a good piece, but he's not. He's never done what Birdie's doing right now.
No,
so
but he's hit
Birdie out of the lineup.
He's hit better than Birdie does.
No, but I'm saying the impact of the game with Jazz up there, right? I mean,
and again, pairing them together in the bigs is huge.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? It could have been a lot worse, by the way, Joe. Because instead of going with 2 relievers yesterday to fight Frank today with, I went with 2 Miami pitchers, like thinking 2 relievers, Floro and Bleer, I think is his name.
Blyer. Oh, Richard Blyer. Yeah.
I went with those 2, thinking one of them would come in, which happened.
Floro did. Yeah.
Right. But
Ben, you had a great day.
Thank you.
I mean, Frank had a really great day.
Unreal.
20, what was it? 20 and a third?
20 and third and under 0.5 ERA.
Yeah.
I think it's 0.45.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what it
3
is.
wins.
And 3 wins. 6 walks and 23 strikeouts.
23 Ks.
Absolutely insane day. And he's halfway to the minimum. Like, that's it.
Right. Now, what would happen if this happened in your
and his
league,
offense
Charlie?
exploded.
Like, would you basically just sit guys the rest of the way because you know you're hitting the minimum soon? And then
No.
Never seen it.
So
I mean,
so
one
guess-
year we had a guy that played it that way, but he got pounded.
that guy wasn't me.
Yeah, we know.
We're going to see what that
Yeah, we
strategy
know.
can do. We're
Yeah.
really going to put it to the test here for the second half.
Right.
I think Joe can play that strategy correctly.
I'm already looking for trades that are going to benefit that strategy. I'm really
Yeah.
gunning to be the 8 seed. I'm really gunning to get in the playoffs.
I don't doubt that Joe can win this whole damn thing because a lot of the teams make the playoffs in this league.
Yeah. If I can, I just got to be better than, a third of the league.
Yeah.
Over the next month or 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, what do you want for Jesse Winker, dude?
Oh my God.
Ugh.
Here we
I'm
go.
not saying that I don't hate this birdie plus whatever the heck you were offering, Dylan Carlson.
Well, those guys are available. We can
Oh.
package them together however you want.
Right.
On the offensive side, Birdie, O'Neal Cruz, and Carlson are all certainly available. Almost anybody is available realistically,
Right.
but
I don't know.
prices
man.
go up as prices go up.
I know.
On the
but
pit-
the thing is, what else do I really have that I can offer besides Winker?
Let me take a look.
You know what I'm. I mean, no, you don't, because you've offered me trades that I've been pissed off at you about.
Mhm. I mean, asking for Ian is too much. Michaelis at this point is your ace. What is Hansel Robles? He's not a thing. That's not a thing. You said this clown Scott's available, right?
Yeah, he's available.
I'll buy him and Jesse Winker. What the hell am I giving up? All right. What does he cost? Birdie and what piece to come get Tanner Scott and Jesse Winker?
Hefty overhaul.
Okay. What's
I don't
the
know,
ask?
man. Whatever it is, it's not happening tonight. That I know.
All right.
It's too late in the night for me to make a kind of decision that way. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
I think that's fair. And I think calling it here might be in order. Iron, thank you so much for being here, man. Guys, thanks to the Double Day Pro League, which for checking us out early.
I got one thing left.
What do you got?
I got one thing left. Okay. So I want to look at your schedule in the Double Day.
All right, let's go.
Yes.
So right now, you're down what, 1-7?
I'm down 7-1. It's Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I threw 2 innings.
Yeah. So pitching is
It's
got
okay.
a way to go.
Yeah.
But
no, I don't. I've already thrown 10% of the total by throwing 2 relievers in a day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down the list. Like underdogs, they're former champ.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is kind of all over the place, but then the next thing you know, he's winning. So Chico is going to be a tough match with what you're doing. But I think it's through week 15.
It's those 3.
Yeah, we're going to know what's going on after week 15.
Yeah, the Domination, Bad News, and Curly Shuffle are 3 of the top 4 teams in the league, I would imagine. Well, Domination's it's different because they separated into divisions here, Ben. So the top 2 teams by record, if we were looking at it in the big style, are within the same division. So it's first and fourth because the other 2 divisions get second and third. Iron here leads the Central, but he is considerably behind the other 2 guys.
Right.
By about 10 games, maybe a little more.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And what's the significance of divisions? Because I know a good percentage of teams get into the playoffs anyway.
It's the top team in the division gets preference. So there's at least going to be one team from every division that's represented, because theoretically you could have a division that didn't get a team in if you went straight record.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Do you think that waters down the population in the playoffs, though? Because if somebody wasn't going to make it into the playoffs,
what are you trying to say? I mean, you're shooting for the 8th spot, so you're going to be below 500.
Right, and in order to get to the 8th spot, I have to get to 10 under, which is right now I'm sitting at 17 under.
So
with 10 weeks to go.
But I think that's Joe's point. Like, doesn't it water down that you could have a team that's 6 under making the playoffs?
Like, wouldn't you want to have?
Maybe if you're a purist, like you're a baseball purist, but for me, what is it doing? Right? It brings Joe to the table. It brings other teams to the table that might have a chance, because in head-to-head, it's when you're hot and when you're not. And we're going to find out.
If I get hot for 3 weeks at the end of the season, I could win the championship and have next year's.
Right. I mean, this is the way it works in the Doubleday. You better be ready to have everyday players. You better be ready to compete every week. And we've got some top managers in this league that are very hard to beat. The chat says, oh, I don't want to face this guy. I don't want to face that guy. And then everyone's like, well, I don't want to face anyone week over week at this point. Like, I mean, Big Joe steps in and rattles everybody's cage.
Apparently, I have done just absolutely ridiculous things now because I've made, I think I'm up to 15 trades, but
well, 15 trades. I mean, right. So like the history of Doubleday is that we go back to when Yahoo had the chat for each matchup, and we'd have guys jumping in other matchups and talking trash. And so now we have our main chat, and I don't know, there's probably about 8 out of the 12 that are in the mix on that chat. And man, we just have at it. We're, so like last week, Big Joe and I are going at it. Well, I'm probably one of the most active guys on the chat. I'm always, I'm highlighting my smalls, my saves, my wins, and my home runs. So it's like we're highlighting the whole matchup the whole week. And
who's the final, Ben?
Yeah, when Joe beat me, I mean, the first part of the week, I got SpongeBob and Patrick Starr trying to understand what recipe we're going to serve tonight, because I didn't know what to do. Well, all my guys are running around. I was like, oh my gosh, the first part of the week, it was like, oh, here we go. I had a 3 for 57 a week before, and then I'm thinking, oh, here we go again. So I was in panic mode Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, I catch up. Thursday, Friday, I have a lead. Saturday, I have a lead. We're back and forth all week. You know, for me to have this 6-4 is a good thing because I retained second place. But it was grinding. It was a difficult matchup.
Yeah, it seems it's like all the stats were pretty darn close.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it could have been 10
except for this one and this one, right? Except for innings,
and
which
steals,
not a category.
Steals.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
steals. Sorry, my mistake.
Steals is
I
11-9.
meant saves. Saves is what I meant.
Yeah, saves, saves holds. It's like
that's fine.
It's like I said, I don't know, a couple of shows ago. If you want to own save holds, you have to at least have 10. And Joe's like,
yeah, Joe's going to monopolize
10?
that category and win it.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like, I think Joe is going to win that category against everybody in your league, no matter what. So all of a sudden, now everyone has to get 5. They got to get an extra stat now because you can't win that one against him.
Right. We'll see how it goes. I mean, those positions are volatile.
That's true.
Games,
that's very true.
You're coming into games in high leverage situations if you want the right guys. So you're risking ERA and WHIP, and you're punting strikeouts. All right. So he's not gonna beat anybody in strikeouts. So it's a 1-for-1, and it comes down to.
Hang on, you're assuming that I am going to stick to that strategy every single week.
I mean, like,
if something goes disastrous early, guess what? That's what my 9 moves are for, and all of a sudden now I'm stacking the strikeouts.
Right, and the other thing is that he can probably shore up that category early enough that he can still go for the other stuff and still win saves by 1 or 2. You know?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's like last week, Joe benched the right guys at the right time, right? Both guys you benched on the starting pitching side blew up. Who were they?
We'll take a look.
Yeah, get used to that. I mean,
this was the tie last.
When that league happens next year, one of my boys is coming away the champ of that league.
Ooh. He's calling it.
I'm not in that. I'm not in. And I said I'm probably not going to participate. But I'll send. If you send 8 and I send 6, one of my boys is coming out. Probably both of mine are in the finals. That's what I think.
Woo!
This is for the. This is for the combo league.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we play the games.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Absolutely. That's why.
You guys are ready. I'm ready.
Oh, you're guys, you're hearing it. Who's signing up for this league? We got Frank and me on one side. We've got Iron and his army behind him. This is going to be so awesome next year. Commissioners, I appreciate both of you being here tonight. War has been declared. Ben Nisman declares war on the Doubleday. Thank you guys again. If you're following us here on YouTube, click that subscribe button, ring the bell so that you know when we create new content for you. Listen to us on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And I just found out we're on Amazon Music now. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Check that out. TikTok is where it's at. I just uploaded a brand new 3-minute video of me, Ben, and Frank hanging out for an entire Mets game. I took 3 hours of content and squished it down into the best 3 minutes. It's hilarious. You should check it out. As always, thank you guys so much for being here. And until next time, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. And it was always real fun in the bigs and the